Hello and welcome to the Quarantine Theater Company. Once again, we are back doing another read. Tonight, we've got the classic Nicolas Cage, John Travolta flick, Face Off. And joining us tonight would be myself doing scene description. We've got the infamous Hunter joining us tonight. Welcome back. He is going to be our Archer. No. Castor Troy. Troy.
I'm Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's actually Nicolas Cage. We also have George joining us. He is going to be our Travolta this evening. So our other Archer caster, whatever. We've got Jen joining us. She's going to be our Buzz and Lunt and Loomis and Brody and other characters. Angie's not with us quite yet, but she's going to be our Wanda and several other characters as well. And then we've got Katie joining us tonight. She's going to be our Tito. She just looked like a bottle of vodka. So like Katie's going to be our Tito. I don't know. It was a bad joke. Travis is with us again, and he is going to be Winters and Lazaro and Walton and blah, 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 and other players as well. And then we've got Logan with us. He's going to be our Kimberly and our Pollux Troy. It's going to be a fun little thing here. So without further ado, let's do this thing. Face Off, written by Mike Werb, that's an unfortunate name, and Michael Cleary. Fade into sepia tone footage of a pig chasing a lion, chasing a dinosaur, chasing an elephant, Noah's Ark going round and round and round. Exterior, Griffith Park Carousel Day, disjointed calliope music, and the wheel of fate of fortune goes around until we pull back to reveal John Archer, 30, raising winged pedicusses on the adjacent unicorn is his son, Matthew, 5, clutching a balloon. Maddie winks at his dad. A happy moment, like so many certain to follow, until we realize we are watching them through a sniper's rifle scope. Sniper's eyes wait until the child clears his aim. Archer is in the target, and they round the bend and disappear. Matthew loses his grip on the unicorn, and Archer reaches over and pulls him to his lap. They happily ride together. As the horses sweep back into view, exposing Archer, now we see the sniper. It's Castor Troy. Is cool, efficient, aggressive, sexual. His finger closes around the trigger. Boom! A bullet rips into Archer's back, bleeding. He drops off his horse and sinks to the deck of the carousel, his eyes desperately searching until he sees Matthew lies on his back, still. Slowly, Archer reaches out and takes Matthew's hand, and now we see color for the first time. Blood red. Bleeding father touches bleeding son. Tilt up to the winged Pegasus flying by, now in full color, and up to Matthew's red balloon, floating away. We all float here. Handles Messiah over a series of shots. FBI briefing room gazing out the window as dawn breaks over the city below is John Archer. Older, unshaven, fatigued. His eyes reveal a man in the grip of obsession. The carousel horse sweeps by as if marking time itself. Excuse me. Holy place, smoky, spiritual, dominated by a gleaming golden crest. A priest kneels before it, deep in prayer. The glimmering cross comes into focus, but it's just a light reflection off the casing of a large bomb. This is no chapel, but an atrium somewhere. And as the priest rubs out his cigarette, we see it's Castor Troy carefully installing this complex device. Another carousel horse sweeps by. Archer pockets his FBI badge and then holsters his gun. Castor sets the bomb on a timer and then replaces a wall panel in front of it, totally hidden. Briefing room. Castor's mugshot is on a computer screen. His criminal dossier scrolls by endlessly. Bombings, assassinations, mercenary kidnappings, terrorism for hire. Rookie agent Loomis studies the details carefully. Other agents, including Buzz and Wanda, scan computer, grid maps, phones, man phones, etc. Amid the takeout cartoons. Yeah, that makes sense. Takeout cartons and coffee cups. These people are on high alert.
Any follow-up from LAPD intelligence?
No, sir, nothing yet.
Get them on the phone now. What about SIS and our airport teams?
We've had everything from psychics to satellites on this. But even if Castor was here, he must have slipped the net by now.
Remind me to fire that guy. He's here, and we're gonna keep looking until we find him.
Poor Angie's got to follow that voice. Silence descends on the chastised team as they go back to work. Veteran agent Tito Biondi takes Archer aside.
John, these people have been working around the clock. You've got to cut them some slack.
Archer considers his best friend's advice then.
I'll cut them some slack when I cut myself some slack.
Archer marches out, slamming the door behind him. Excuse me. Interior corridor. Day. Morning. Castor quietly shuts the security door behind him. A Hispanic voice startles him.
What are you doing?
Gracias a Dios, me siento como Edgar en el laberinto. ¿Dónde está el baño de hombres?
This area is off limits, Padre. How'd you get in that room?
Realizing the janitor is already too suspicious, Castor puts a priestly arm around him and leads him down the hall.
Okay, I have a confession to make, but you aren't gonna like it. I was planting a bomb.
Bomb?
You know, boom. Oh, never mind.
The janitor suddenly twitches. His eyes rolls up in his head as he gasps his last. Castor heaves him down a stairwell. Now we see the needle-thin custom stiletto in Castor's hand. Castor kicks the janitor's mop bucket down the stairs, making everything look like an accident. Interior, same building, main floor, day, morning. The children's church choir, 200 strong, sing, "Behold the Lamb of God!" And the clergy and laypersons listen reverently. Father Castor strolls by the singers, casually heading for the exit. As he passes the risers, a teenage girl drops her sheet music at his feet. Returning it, he whispers in her ear, so close, he's practically licking it.
First, I feel like I should attempt the Nicolas Cage face. So, all right, there we go. I've never enjoyed the Messiah. Your voice makes me a hack like Handel seem like a genius.
He pats her behind and leaves. Sexy! Although a little shaken, she's also drawn by Castor's sexual magnetism. Exterior, LA Convention Center, day. Morning as well. The marquee proclaims International Church Choirs, 18th through 21st, American Bar Association. Castor exits, politely holding the door for a beat cop. Interior, Archer's office, day. Continuous, the office is a monument to obsession. Photographs, clues, news clips, totems of Castor Troy surround a pacing Archer.
I don't have time to get a warrant from some hungover judge. Just give me the go-ahead, Victor, and I promise, as soon as this is over, you can brand my butt with the Fourth Amendment.
That's sexy. The instant Archer hangs up, the intercom buzzes.
Sir, your ice on line 1. Yes on 2.
Tell her to hang on.
As Archer punches up line 2, Tito Verson.
A jet was chartered at Henderson Airfield. Guess who just showed up to pay for it? Pollux Troy.
Scramble the reaction team. We're moving out and get one of our people on that plane.
But there's still no sign of Castor.
Where one brother goes, the other is sure to follow.
They rush out. The hold button on line 1 still blinking. Exterior private airport, establishing day. A sleek Cadillac pulls in, stopping next to a Land Rover. Lars Muller, whatever, a muscular, crystal-eyed jarhead gets out of the caddy. An instant later, Lunt Muller, whatever, emerges from the Rover. That's hot. They are identical twins. The men scan the airport carefully and then open their rear doors to their respective vehicles. Castor emerges from the caddy, Armani clad. Exiting the Rover is Castor's younger brother, Pollux Troy, skittish, brilliant, paranoid, a human hummingbird.
You're 26 minutes late. The casing didn't fit, right? The cheap shit Dietrich could rip us off.
Oh, God.
What?
I forgot to turn the damn thing on.
You're kidding, right?
He's kidding.
You're fucking kidding!
Castor hugs Pollux lovingly. Pollux squirms like a kid.
Bro, everything went fine.
hate it when you call me bro.
Pollux heads for the jet. Castor hands Lunt a wad of cash.
Thanks for babysitting.
Anything else?
Contact you when we get the rest of the money. Oh, and stay away from downtown. Stay away from downtown. The inversion's layer is going to be pretty thick around the 18th.
The twins nod, then take off. Castor heads for the jet. Interior jet day. Castor hustle in, exhorting the pilot.
Let's go.
As the jet turbines start to whine, the Castor sinks into a seat. A very sexy flight attendant appears as hands him his scotchy Downsett, looking her over solicitously.
Would you like anything else?
Oh my God.
Oh, yes. It's the only way I like to fly.
He pulls her down into his lap. She's so sexy. She smiles, not minding until the jet suddenly slows its taxi down the runway, and the cockpit. Castor yanks open the door.
What's wrong?
At the end of the runway, a squad car, not a squat car, as the script says, creeps into view, blocking the runway. Interior, exterior Humvee, moving day. Behind the wheel is John Archer. Beside him is Tito. Back to Archer.
It's Archer. Go, damn it.
Suddenly, the gun is blasted from Castor's hand, and he turns around to see the flight attendant behind him holding a smoking pistol. This is Agent Winters. Oh, I messed that one up.
FBI, throttle down, Captain.
But Castor elbows the throttle up. The jet lurches forward, throwing Winters off balance. Pollux tackles her as the jet picks up speed. Interior Humvee day. I'm still narration. Go figure. Archer slams the vehicle into gear.
Get out.
You're not playing chicken with 2 tons of aluminum.
Get out.
Tito obeys as Archer peels out. The Hummer roars at the jet. The jet picks up speed, trying to get aloft. The Humvee is aimed right at it. Archer's eyes narrow on a collision course as the 2 hunks of metal bear down. The machines are seconds apart when Archer looks up to see Winter's face is pressed up against the cockpit window, Castor holding a gun to her head. Archer cuts the wheel, just avoiding the jet. The Hummer skids to a stop as federal backup arrives, but too late. Archer watches the FBI chopper landing in a swirl of dust. As the jet picks up speed, the hatch opens. Castor blasts Winters in the side and tosses her into the tarmac. Inside, Castor smiles at Pollux, sensing freedom until, ka-chunk, something pounds the jet from above. Castor leans out the hatch and sees the chopper on top of him. Archer at the controls. Eye contact. Years of hatred pass between these men. Castor blasts him from the open hatch. The chopper's left windscreen spider webs. Archer jerks and weaves, dodging the bullets. The chopper pulls away. The jet finally lifts off when the chopper settles on the jet, slamming at its tail. Back on the tarmac, Tito reacts at this madness as the chopper plays a deadly game of leapfrog with the jet. At the end of the runway is coming fast. Archer crushes the jet's horizontal elevator flap. Jet pilot can't budge the jammed yoke. Thwarted, he powers back the throttle, thrusts reverse.
What are you doing?
The horizontal elevator's smashed. We can't lift off.
Castor shoots the pilot and then takes the controls. He struggles to maneuver the jet. Suddenly, a biplane descends right at them, about to land. Archer pulls up, and just as the jet swerves radically to avoid the biplane and slams into the hangar on the jet, it plows through the glass door. Nose wheel snaps off, and the plane skids right into the hangar, finally stopping at the wings. FBI chopper lands, and Archer steps out calmly like a cop about to write a traffic ticket. He hurries to join more FBI agents rushing into the hangar ahead of him. Interior hangar day. The jet hatch pops open. Castor leaps from it, firing. The 2 FBI agents drop, riddled. Pollux appears at the hatch. An FBI sharpshooter fires, grazing Pollux's shoulder. Staggered, Pollux falls. Castor catches him before he hits the floor, simultaneously blasting the sharpshooter. Castor drags Pollux back into the smoke-filled hangar. Archer arrives quickly and checks the dead agents. His hangar building. He signals Tito and the others to spread out. Deep in the hangar, a maze of airplane debris and heavy machinery led by Archer and the FBI agents pick their way through it. Rookie Loomis snaps alert. Did he see something? Advancing carefully, he comes up on Castor, staunching Pollux's shoulder wound. Pollux sees the agent and fires. Loomis hits the floor and his bleeding ear is shredded. Suddenly, a forklift charges down on Castor and Pollux. Tito is at the wheel. Castor fires, forcing Tito to drive off. The forklift careens on, driving apart the brothers. The forklift upends a stack of heavy crates, pinning Pollux. Castor tries to free his trapped brother.
Forget it. Go.
He slaps his Glock into Pollux's hand.
Wherever they put you, a way to get you out.
Pollock starts firing, covering Castor as he runs through a tunnel, which leads to an adjoining hangar. Suddenly, Wanda presses her machine pistol into Pollock's head. Pollock raises his gun. Tito grabs his hand.
Not unless you want that 200 IQ splattered all over the floor. We got him now, John.
That's what you always say. Seal it off. I'm going in.
Archer moves away from the group and enters the tunnel. Music as Archer and Castor begin their cat and mouse dance. Sensing Archer, Castor pauses by an old landing gear. He draws a fresh pistol from his ankle holster and moves on. Archer pauses at the landing gear, his own stealthy movements mirroring Castor's. Castor waits behind a stack of steel drums. His gaze is trying to penetrate the darkness. He snaps his finger around the echo. The sound echoes as he tries to draw Archer in. Archer reacts to the sound and snaps back, answering the challenge as a deadly beat between them continues. Blam, blam, blam! Archer spins away just as Castor opens fire from the gloom, one step ahead, intercut as necessary.
John, I'm getting a little annoyed by your obsessive need to spoil my fun.
How much will your fun net you this time?
Boom! A half-blind shot sent Castor spinning. A moment later, Archer pauses. Snap! He fits a new clip into his pistol.
What's it to you? I declare it. Here I am back in the States for less than a week.
You're under arrest. Incredibly, you still have the right to remain silent.
I've got something going down on the 18th. It's going to be worse than anything God ever dumped on the Pharaoh. I'll give it up, but my brother and I have to walk.
No discussion, no deals.
What are you going to do with me locked up? I'll drive your wife and kid nuts, but your daughter is just about right now. What's her name? Annie?
Enraged, Archer steps boldly forward, trying to draw his enemy out. Silence. Then Archer senses Castor is behind him. He fires. Archer dives away. The barrage continues, driving Archer back between the two huge turbine engines. As Archer reloads, he stares at the control panel switches. Castor moves in for the kill when he hears a final snap, snap. Except it isn't a finger snap. It's two switches. Vroom, the twin engines roar on. Unable to fight the turning tornado force wind, Castor's blasted across the hangar, slamming hard into the far wall. The engines stop and Archer emerges, joined by Tito.
Tell me he didn't get away again.
Then Tito follows Archer's gaze to Castor's lifeless body, still as death. Somehow his mocking smile survives. Exterior, airport tarmac, sunset. Heavily manacled, an extremely agitated Pollux is herded into a SWAT van by Buzz and Wanda.
Where's my brother? I want to see my brother.
The van takes off, passing an imposing older man flanked by two bodyguards. Bullying through the media, Assistant FBI Director Victor Lazaro scans the devastation. Approaching Archer, he watches as Castor's body is loaded onto the ambulance. A sheet covers Castor's lifeless face.
The Oversight Committee would have roasted us for this one. Thank God it paid off. Damn fine work.
I'm sorry, an
Real-
FBI director talks like that.
Yeah, real
good
fine
one.
work, Victor, especially the casualties.
Archer contemplates the slain agents and Travis's ineptitude. 3 bodies laid out in a row, waiting to be ziplocked. Lazaro reacts grimly as a reporter snaps a photo of the bodies. Instinctively, the two men close ranks. Archer grabs the Nikon, ejects the film, and then shoves the camera back.
Classified information. No photographs.
Lazaro puts a carrying arm around Archer's shoulder and leads him away from the media and the carnage.
You okay, John? Then go home. Tell Eve.
Exterior, Archer's home, Santa Monica sunset. A renovated craftsman sipping a carton of milk. Archer pulls into the driveway. He sits, gathering his thoughts. Interior, Archer's home night. Archer enters to see his wife, Eve. Handsome, intelligent.
Hi. What's wrong?
Just captivated by his wife, his lovely, lovely wife. She nods towards the kitchen. Jamie is there, a sullen and hard 15-year-old. There are cigarette cartons on the table.
Complimented for her F in history with an A in shoplifting.
Archer marches into the kitchen, noting the crate of Marlboros. Jamie matter-of-factly pours herself coffee.
Nice stunt, Jamie. You break the law and I'm expected to ignore it.
That's right. It's all about you. Don't even ask me what happened.
Archer looks to Eve for help. Eve shakes her head. Nope.
Okay, what happened?
Like you'd ever fucking believe me.
She bolts in anticipation. Eve calmly opens the door as Jamie rushes out, then closes it behind her.
Well, you tried. You failed miserably, but you tried.
Why won't she even talk to me?
Maybe because you taught her never to speak to strangers? Sorry, that wasn't fair.
Wow, that was rough. Eve kisses his cheek, then gathers up her doctor's gear.
I've got patients waiting. Try again, John. She hates you, but she needs you.
Eve,
Something in Archer's expression makes her stop.
John, what is it?
But he's too overcome. He starts to speak, but can't.
Is it him? It's over.
Emotions avalanche across his face until he finally looks up. Eve pulls him close, sheltering embrace for them both.
I'm going to make up everything to you and Jamie. I'll put in for a desk job. We'll go away. We'll get counseling, anything you want. This time I mean it.
Interior Archer home night. Freshly dressed, Archer heads down the hall. He pauses at the door to Jamie's room. When he sees Jamie fully clothed, she's fast asleep in her bed, cluttered with clothes and assorted girl stuff. Her face peaceful. Archer looks around her room, sees the stuffed animals collecting desk replaced by makeup, jewelry, beefcake, Calvin Klein ads, and band posters. Archer's startled to see a lacy bustier. His little girl is growing up fast, and he's missing it. He pulls the blanket up over her and quietly slips out. The instant he leaves, Jamie kicks the blankets off. Interior FBI building day, dominated by the FBI seal. Archer steps back at the checkpoint.
Print, please.
Archer presses his thumb to a scan pad and is cleared. Interior bullpen day. Efficient as a beehive, agents, cryptologists, support staff buzz their routines. Archer strides through the drawing, congratulatory nods, and thumbs up signs. Outside his office, Archer's team is here, applauding, proud, uneasy with plaudits. He disperses the disappointed agents.
Much appreciated. Now let's get back to work, okay?
Is that stick ever gonna fall out of his ass?
Jeez, that's never gonna. Archer's well-built secretary Kim Brewster hands him messages. She's holding a bottle of Dom Perignon.
The CIA sent this over. What should I do with it?
Send it back and tell them to stop wasting the taxpayers' money. Anything else, Miss Brewster?
No, sir.
He enters his office. Kimberly sighs and turns to Wanda.
4 years and still calls me Miss Brewster.
Interior Archer's office day. Sitting at his computer, Archer scrolls through Castor's file. He grimly contemplates face after face of Troy's victims, finally pausing a photo of his son, Matthew. Burying his feelings like a typical man, he types case closed over Castor's image. Archer starts to press enter when Tito comes in.
How's Loomis?
He needs some surgery, but he's going to be okay. That's the good news.
Go on.
Brody and Miller from Special Ops need to see you.
I don't have time for these cloak and dagger guys.
A big Ned Brody, an athletic female Hollis Miller stroll in.
You better make time, John. We found this in the jet wreckage among Pollux Troy's effects.
Archer accedes as Miller pops in the disk. Excuse me. The computer screen displays a CAD schematic of the bomb. Archer studies it carefully, unease growing.
Porcelain casing, thermal cloak, undetectable payload.
Powerful enough to flatten 10 city blocks.
Worse than anything God ever dumped on the pharaohs. Get Pollux Troy now.
Dissolves too. Interrogation footage wired to a complex machine Pollux seems to have his frustrated interrogators on the run. Interior Archer's office day. Archer, Lazaro, Tito, Brody, Miller, and the other FBI officials watch the monitor. Pollux remains implacable.
That bomb was just a crossword puzzle to me. Mental exercise, never built it.
Lazaro shuts down the monitor, turns to Archer.
He's lying.
He's hooked up to a full spectrum polygraph.
Pollux is a manipulative psychopath. He can control his heartbeat, his sweat glands, his blood pressure.
John, I wants more evidence, and frankly, so do I.
You'll get all the evidence you need when 10,000 people die.
We'll get a team right on it, but we can't evacuate the city on what amounts to a hunch.
Jesus Christ, Travis. Archer looks at the feathered grass. He knows it's hopeless.
That bomb has been built. It's out there somewhere and it's going to detonate.
Exterior FBI building, Intelligence Memorial Day. Words etched in the granite read, in honor of those members of the Federal Bureau of Investigation who sacrificed their lives in the line of duty. Archer watches as workman engraves the last of his 3 new stars among so many others, each one honoring the dead.
Didn't Castor give any clue where the bomb might be?
Only one person knows, his brother Pollux, and he'll keep his mouth shut until it blows.
That's unfortunate. We could plant an agent in his cell, get him to spill the location.
Pollux is way too paranoid. The only person he talked to about that bomb is Castor himself, and dead men can't talk.
Brody and Miller exchange a knowing look.
There might be a way around that.
Full screen Castor's body. Tubes and hoses are plugged into every orifice. Every orifice? We'll see about that. Interior ICU room day. Archer stares at the body. He can't believe it! Every orifice!
Why are you keeping him alive? As long as he's breathing, he's dangerous.
He's a turnip.
Miller grinds out her cigarette on Castor's leg. Of course, Castor just lies there like a vegetable. That was Travis for vegetable.
Okay, Travis. We can arrange for you to enter Erewhon prison. Erewhon as Castor Troy.
What are you talking about?
Archer turns as Dr. Malcolm Hogue, 50s, enters the room.
I'd better answer that question. Malcolm Ho, I run the Physiological Camouflage Unit for Special Ops.
I know who you are.
But you don't know what he can do. Physical augmentation, attachment surgery.
So he can disguise a compromised agent or alter the likeness, even the voice of a government witness.
Let me show you how it's done. I think you'll recognize our patient.
Interior Hogue's surgical bay day. Loomis lies still as the surgeon carefully scrapes away charred flesh around his burned ear. The doctor turns to a stereolithographic machine. Laser beams attack an organic soup with incredible precision. The light forces a chemical reaction, and out of the soup, an ear begins to form. It rises from the liquid, now fully formed. The surgeon takes the ear and fits it in place on Loomis's head. He starts suturing. Observation booth above. Archer, Hogue, Brody, and Miller watch the operation, video enhanced by the 2 huge screens on the far walls.
With our new generation of anti-inflammatories, healing is accelerated from weeks to days. By his next paycheck, he won't even remember which ear he lost. Your situation, however, would be a little less permanent.
And a lot more classified. Hogue holds up a face-sized organic shell made of yellow cartridge pieces and tendons. Archer pulls it over his face like a gauze mask. A tendon falls off.
This will fool Pollux.
That is a state-of-the-art morphogenetic template. The inside can be built to match the exact shape of your skull. The outside, exactly like Castor's. Then we'll fit his face right on top. And you become him.
You're talking about removing the guy's face.
I'm sorry, my internet got disconnected for a little bit.
Borrowing.
I'm back. I am back. I'm Zara. Borrowing, John. The procedure is completely reversible.
One way or the other, the mission ends on the 18th.
Archer turns the shell over and over and over and over and over in his hands.
You know Castor better than anyone. You've lived and breathed him for years. Hell, you even look a little bit like him.
Archer shoves the template back at Hogue.
Find yourself another lab rat.
If you don't do this, Castor will beat us again. He'll beat you again.
Archer pushes his way past them and marches out.
I don't think that went very well.
No. Trust us, Doc.
He'll jerk us around. Then he'll be back.
Interior interrogation booth stay. Archer enters. He sizes up Dietrich Hassler. His stylish garb doesn't completely hide his criminal roots. Archer sits down calmly and he looks at his watch.
I'm in a hurry, Dietrich. So you've only got 10 seconds to go through your usual litany of lies, empty threats, and moronic denials, and I'm coming over there.
If you're in such a fucking hurry, then why are you wasting your time with me? I'm just an art dealer.
You're a dealer. All right. Technical secrets, munitions, explosives.
You're never gonna prove any of that. And when my bitchy never before laid feminazi lawyer gets here, she's going to
Time's up.
Sorry. Archer topples the wooden table and tears a leg from the top, brandishing it. He stalks the startled thug. Hallway just outside continuous action. Lazaro blanches as an obsessed Archer repeatedly slams the table leg against the wall above Dietrich's head.
The only ticking bomb I see is inside his head. He's getting worse, Tito.
don't worry, sir, it's all an act.
But as Lazaro leaves, we see Tito's worried to double things. Okay, back inside with Archer is a terrified Dietrich backed into the corner.
Okay. Castor called me, but I blew him off. I swear I never saw him. And I don't know anything about a bomb.
Interior corridor, outside interrogation booth. Same time, Archer emerges, eyes blazing.
Let him go, but I want him watched. Who's next?
Just Dietrich's sister.
In another booth, a careworn but striking woman sits with a little boy on her lap. He gently helps him a Crayola book, and this is Sasha Hassler and her son Adam. Interior interrogation booth day. Archer hovers over Sasha, her maternal warmth replaced by an icy hatred.
When was the last time you saw Castor Troy?
Who cares? He's dead.
Answer the question.
Look, I'm clean. I teach kids now.
Sasha, you're a felon on probation for harboring Castor Troy, so it's in your best interest to cooperate. Would you like your son put in a foster home?
Sasha's eyes flash. Her body coils, but she keeps control. No, but I'm sure you'd love it, you sick bastard.
When was the last time you saw Castor Troy?
She stares at him with equal amounts of pity and hatred. I haven't seen him for years. Interior corridor a day. Archer watches as Adam leaves Dietrich and jumps into Sasha's arms. He hugs him protectively. Adam sees Archer watching them and smiles. Archer doesn't smile back. Full screen, Castor's real face. Pull back to interior ICU night. Archer slowly circles Castor's muscular, hairy, tattooed body, although on life support, his signature smirk remains.
What about Lazaro?
No way. The red tape alone would take a month. This is a black bag operation, completely off the books.
If you need him, Tito can help you prepare. But you know the drill. You can't tell anyone. Not the director, not your wife, nobody.
Archer's face shows he doesn't like it. Then he nods.
I'm in.
And exterior, Archer home night. Archer slowly gets out of his car, trudging towards the front door. He picks up a baseball or basketball and takes a shot. His form is terrible. He misses by a mile. Interior hallway night. Archer passes Jamie's room. Loud music pounds from within. He pauses to knock, thinks again, then heads down the hall. Interior master bedroom night. Eve is in bed. Archer comes in quietly and sits beside her, studying her peaceful, sleeping face. She stirs.
I was dreaming.
Something good?
I'm not sure. You were flying this weird old stunt plane, doing flips, walking on the wings. I was watching from the ground, and you fell. You have a parachute, but you wouldn't open it.
Did you catch me?
No,
How come?
I don't know. Maybe because you've never needed my help.
Come on, you made that up, didn't you?
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
They kiss affectionately, passion building. Eve runs her hands over his body until her fingers touch a round scar on his chest. Archer freezes mid-caress.
It's all right, John.
After all these years, I still can't get it out of my head. An inch to the left, and Maddie would still be alive.
And you wouldn't be.
No response. The pain hidden in his silence chills Eve.
Things will be better now that you're home. Everything will be better now that that man is finally out of our lives.
Eve,
He starts to say the words he wants. He needs to share the truth with her. But he can't. Instead,
if I had to do something to find some closure, I should do it, shouldn't I, no matter how crazy?
Oh God, you're going on assignment again.
One last time. And while I'm gone, I want you and Jamie to go to your mother's. It's important.
You said you'd be here. You promised. What could be more important than that?
I can't tell you, except only I can do it.
You want me to tell you it's okay to leave? Okay, go on, go.
fury erupting, Eve pushes Archer out of the bed. In another bedroom night, Archer enters a child's room, neat and tidy like a museum exhibit. A star field of glow letters twinkles faintly. He lies down on the bed and toys with his wedding band, staring up at the word and the stars that form Matthew. Dissolve to interior convention center, machine room, blinking lights, night. The blinking LED of the bomb timer continues to count down. Interior, exterior, 56 Buick / Mountain Road, moving day. Tito drives into the Hogue compound. Archer's beside him, juggling Castor's dossier, documents, photos, etc.
John, this is goddamn insane. You can't do it.
Archer says nothing. It's too late for debate. Tito parks and the men get out and head for the lab.
You haven't got a chance in hell of fooling Pollux. Castor drinks, smokes, and walks around with a 24-hour hard-on. He's nothing like you.
Don't worry. If Hogue can do half what he claims, I'll get Pollux to talk.
Archer reaches for the door. Tito stops him.
It's not that simple, John. Becoming another person, especially him, nobody's come all the way back from that, not even you.
Archer considers his friend's words. He toys with, then removes his wedding band.
Keep
Or his
this
wedding
one.
bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said keep this for me. I will continue.
Yeah.
As Tito, I rudely interrupted that. As Tito takes the ring, a caring but concerned look passes between the two friends. Interior surgical bay day. Two huge video screens are dominated by the CG images of Archer and Castor. As Hogue briefs the team, the CG images glow to reflect the physical characteristic Hogue refers to.
Let's walk through it, John. Your blood types are different, but we can't do anything about that. Otherwise, nature is cooperating nicely. The height difference is negligible, within a half an inch. Eye color, almost a perfect match. Penis size, flaccid, essentially the same. Substantial.
From observation booth above, Miller flanked Tito and Brody raises his eyebrow. On the video screens, the images morph to signify the physical augmentations.
Hairline
but
will be adjusted with laser shears, micro plugs for the body hair. The teeth will be bonded to match Castor's.
Hoag's eyes and Hoag eyes Castor's inert tight body and turns to Archer, prodding his love handles like a love-sick inspector.
How about an abdominoplasty?
Abdomino, what?
A tummy tuck on the house.
Do it.
Transformation montage! Intercutting huge video screen enlargements of Archer and Castor's body parts as necessary. Globules of adipose tissue are siphoned off Archer's obliques. At the same time, Hoag recreates the A Great Sphinx tattoo on Archer's thigh. We push in on his leg, then pull back to reveal Archer and Tito. The close-up on his leg becomes a full shot as he walks across the rooftop. Like himself, Tito has demonstrated the proper Castor gait, dangerously casual, like a panther. Hoag reproduces Castor's fingerprints, then layers them over Archer's fingers. Archer practices Castor's icy killer glare. Tito hands him a lit cigarette. Archer brings the cigarette to his lips, then coughs harshly, but he keeps trying. Castor smiles and smirks and laughs, pulls back to reveal Archer studying surveillance footage of Castor on the monitor screen, mimicking him. Archer fusses with his new hair, trying to cover the thin spots. Giving up, he zips up his sweatshirt, giving the zipper caught in his new chest hair. Exterior Hoag Institute. Ground, stay. Tito tosses a pistol. Archer catches it with his right hand, but to Archer's surprise, Tito frowns.
Nice catch, but you used the wrong hand.
Yes, I lost my spot. He takes the pistol away and slaps it in Archer's left hand, then Tito shoves him challengingly.
Shoot me. Shoot me!
Tito pulls the gun against his own forehead.
You want to be Castor Troy? If you hesitate for a breath, you're finished. Now shoot me! Kill me!
Archer holds the gun unsteadily. Tito is disgusted.
You can't do it because Castor is tougher than you.
Boom! The gun goes off and the slug tears past Tito's head. Shocked, he touches his left ear, making sure it's still there. Then Tito looks at Archer and sees the determination. Exterior, Hoag's facility. Night. Clear and calm. God's night. Someone's got anyway. ICU room night. Hoag leads Archer into a full-length mirror.
Let's see if I missed anything before I get my hands really dirty.
Archer removes his robes. He's amazed to see his own head on Castor's body. A flat stomach, hairy chest, tattoos, thinning hair, etc. Hoag touches Archer's ear.
You realize this has to be removed. Then here we go, Commander. Through the looking glass.
Interior surgical bay night. Unconscious. Archer is wheeled into the surgical bay. Castor beside him. Hoag turns to the video technician.
Make sure you get everything. I'll need you to study the tape before the reverse surgery.
Hoag lowers an aerated plexiglass mask over Archer's face, interwoven with integrated laser circuitry. This dermat induction device, or DID, attaches the via suction. Hoag sights to the optical memory, squeezes the trigger. A cobalt beam cuts around the face, cleanly slicing it, and Hoag lifts Archer's face off of his skull. Brody and Miller watch from above. Tito stumbles into the nearby bathroom and throw up. Hoag inspects Archer's face and then turns to his nurse.
Vault it.
Hoag turns to perform the same procedure on Castor. Castor's inconsistent EEG reading suddenly spikes radically. For a moment, it almost seems to stabilize. Hoag glances over. Too late, the spikes have disappeared. But the camera closes in on Castor's ear, and we sense that somehow his auditory nerves might be functioning. Because how do we sense that? Plot hole to solve too. Interior recovery room day. Ahead, swathed in gauze and bandages, start to fall away. Tito, Miller, and Brody await as Hoag removes the gauze. The patient looks into the mirror. John Archer has become Castor Troy. He touches his new face. Archer stares, the cold reality chilling his blood. Archer buckles, unprepared emotionally for what he's done to himself. For a moment, he seems to teeter on madness.
John, are you all right?
Archer can't respond. He's somewhere the others can't comprehend. Finally emerges, shaken but in control. Tito enters instinctively and grabs for his holster.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm okay, but my voice, I still sound like me.
I implant a microchip on your larynx.
Hogue switches it on an audio tape. Why are you replying just to me? Archer repeats Castor's words as Hogue adjusts the chip with a wavelength box. It's both of you at the same time.
Oh,
Travis or
Okay.
Castor,
yes. Okay, I've got a confession
I've got a confession to
to
make,
make.
but you aren't
but
gonna
you
like
gonna
it.
like it.
After a few repetitions, Archer's voice matches somewhat perfectly. Archer yawns, squints, and
Perfect.
furrows his brow, testing every muscle. He stares into the mirror, into the eyes of his most hated enemy. Now his eyes. Archer slowly turns to Castor, motionless, swathed, dead to the world, but something about Castor's smile, that mocking smile. Travis.
Now what?
Well, we're down to 72 hours. Let's call Lazaro. Castor Troy just came out of his coma.
Exterior FBI, heliport day. Armed agents take their positions around a helipad. Jet black helicopter drops from the sky like an angry wasp. Exterior helipad day. As Lazaro watches, Tito escorts out a heavily manacled Castor. Two armed agents leap from the chopper and take charge of Castor, who follows them pliantly until...
Watch this hard case. He'll bite your nuts off if he gets the chance.
Archer gets the message. He starts to resist the agents and is muscled into the chopper. He's manacled down. Eye contact between Archer and Tito, both aware of his very real point of departure. The chopper door slams shut. It lifts off like a twister, screams away. Exterior heliport, staging area day. The watching team breaks up, wanders back to work.
What a week for Archer to be to go on a training op, huh? Maybe we should try to contact him.
Forget it. He's knee deep in Georgia's swamp by now.
They pass Brody and Miller, who watch the chopper disappear over the horizon. So far, so good. Interior chopper, flying day. The agent rechecks Archer's chains.
Don't forget, I ordered a kosher meal.
Oh my god, Travis. The agent smashes his elbow into the Archer's gut. The second agent presses into an injector into Archer's leg. Archer spasms against the drug, then sags unconscious. Interior, Erewhon prison. Delousing cubicle. Archer wakes up as a torrent of delousing spray hits him. A guard holds a water cannon onto the newest inmate. Archer lies, gasping on the steel floor, protecting his face. The spray stops when his head guard, Red Walton, enters.
That's me. You are now on Erewhon Inmate, a citizen of nowhere. Human rights. Zealots, the Geneva Convention, and the PC Police have no authority here. You have no right. When I say your ass belongs to me, I mean it. Bend over.
Travis is making himself bend over. It's great. Archer's face reflects the degradation as he bends over. The guard disposes to an all-the-cavity searching guard. Woo woo! Satisfied, Walton lets Archer dress. Another guard places a pair of odd-looking steel boots before Archer.
This is an interesting Wednesday. Step into them.
Archer inspects the lockdown boots. Hinged steel collars look over the shoe and encase the ankle. The shoes are a gridded steel with magnetic inserts.
Don't sniff them, you perv. Just step into them.
Archer obeys. The guard squats down and locks the steel collars over Archer's shoes. He tries to move, but can't.
They're too tight. So's a noose. Now keep your mouth shut.
Walton jolts Archer with his high-voltage shock stick.
The prison's one big magnetic field. The boots will tell us where you are every second of the day. 201 to population.
Walton presses his thumb into the standard FBI scan pad. It forms a print, positively identifying the guard. A heavy blast door automatically opens.
I've got $50. Say you're dead by dinner. Don't disappoint me.
Walton prods Archer towards the door. To Archer's surprise, he can now move. Interior Gen Pop day. The inmates eat. Silence descends as Archer enters, intensifying the constant humming of the magnetic field. Huge Dubov does a slow burn unseen caster, in quotes. Scanning the room for Pollux, Archer takes a seat next to a little goateed man with a French accent.
Hey, Castel. Remember me?
Fabrice Bioscene. Sure, I believe John Archer busted you for poisoning 5 members of the Canadian Parliament.
Yeah, those scumbags should have voted against the Kiske. We heard you got wasted.
Archer sees the other inmates sizing him up.
Do I look wasted,
You sound it.
asshole?
Yeah. Voisin acts or shakes his head no, and then eyes widen as wham! Dubrov leaps into Archer and starts pummeling him. They slide across the table, spilling everyone's lunch.
Sacre.
Central have a goddamn disturbance in the population. Go to lockdown.
Hold that lockdown.
Walton watches. Dubov throws Archer across the room. Archer staggers to his feet and sees the encircling inmates and guards looking at him unimpressed. Especially his brother, Pollux, who watches uncertainly. Dubov attacks again and Archer is ready. He grabs Dubov's fist just before it hits his face.
Never. In. The. Face.
Why do you say it like that? Holding Dubov's fist firmly, Archer kicks Dubov repeatedly in the groin, metal boot meeting soft flesh. Dubov staggers back, hurt. Archer moves in for the kill, savoring it. Walton looks skyward.
Lock him down.
Intercut with, up above, Central Security, the prison's nerve center. With the video feeds and monitors designed to keep problems and privacy to a minimum, the 2 deputies react to Walton's call, identifying Archer and Dubov's signature blips. They throw the appropriate switches and, zap, the magnetic boots lock both inmates to the floor. Dubov flails hopelessly, but Archer's just out of reach. Crack. Walton punches Archer in the diaphragm.
What? He started it.
Walton smashes Archer harder and he hits the floor.
When I get out of here, yo, what? I'm gonna have you fired.
Dear Lord, I really regret this. His statement is so ludicrous, Walton laughs. Everyone does. From the inmates' reactions, Archer knows he's been accepted.
That's 2 strikes, Dubois. 1 more and you know where you're going. Back to your suites or no dinner.
As Archer drops into the line of cons, he spots Pollux waiting for him, girding himself for his first encounter. He's got a plan.
Hey, bro.
Alex?
Of course it's Pollux. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, that's a great
Archer stares, feigning confusion until Walton prods him forward. Pollux watches his brother go away, very concerned. Interior Archer cell night. Archer lies on his cot staring up the ceiling, isolated, lonely. He realizes how easy it would be to go insane here. There's a lot of scene description. Exterior Hogan Stute night. An insanely starry night. Van Gogh's night. The night he cut off his ear anyway. Interior surgical bay night. Castor's body lies inert. His life support machines blipping away until the EEG spikes once, twice, 3 times. The lady. Brainwave activity increases and stabilizes. Castor's fingers twitch. Then his fist clenches hard. Castor's head is swathed in gauze, but his eyes pop open. Reflexively, Castor wrenches from the bed, tearing out the tubes and wires that tether him to life support. Did he pull the one out of his ass since they're in every orifice? That's what we need to know. He goes down in agony, growing. He struggles to his feet, staggering through the lab until he catches the reflection of his bandaged face in the window. He quickly unwraps the gauze. The discarded bandages fall at his feet. We don't see Castor sees, but we hear him moan, then choke, then scream. The only moment Castor ever loses his cool. Finally, composing himself, Castor's hand grips the phone and he dials.
Lars? Okay. Lunt, then something really fucked up happened. I'm in trouble, so listen very carefully.
Exterior Hogan's Shoot night. Range Rover screeches up at gunpoint. Lars and Lunt manhandle Hogan to the lab. Interior surgical bay night. Lars and Lunt hustle Hogan. The lab is on. The screens run scrolling through the video log of Archer's surgery. Hope sees as terrified as assistants, bound with duct tape. Hogue?
What's this about? What do you want?
Lars shoves Hogan to a towering figure. We zoom in on Hoag's glasses, and through the reflection we see a man without a face. Hoag reacts in horror at the raw muscle, cartilage, and bone, and the man lifts a cigarette to his lips, then exhales.
What do you think I want?
Interior prison population day. A huge wall screen plays gentle nature scenes. Below, the inmates engage their exercise hour. Voisin stares at the screen while Pollux carefully watches his brother play basketball. Archer tosses up the air ball to the jeers of other inmates.
You realize, of course, that magnetic humming is designed to drive us insane. We don't all get brain tumors first.
And that same cloying Bambi tape was over and over. Ugh.
I think they're begging us to riot. Who the fuck are we, anyway? Gotta go.
Pollock trots over to Archer, passes him a cigarette. He studies Archer as he takes a drag and nearly gags.
I'm worried about you.
Why?
Well, your jump shot has no arc. You used to swagger, now you swish. You're going that butt like a Catholic schoolgirl. Why do you keep picking at your finger?
Pollux has caught Archer reflectively tugging at his phantom wedding ring. Archer immediately stops. He takes a drag and holds it and then exhales right in Pollux's face.
I was in a coma.
Pollux sticks his finger under Archer's eye and pulls down like a vet examining a sick dog. Archer pushes him off.
My reflexes, my senses, my memory, everything's jumbled. I can't even tell you why Dubois jumped me yesterday.
You pollinated his wife the day he was arrested. How could you forget that?
I've forgotten plenty. Look around. We've gone screwed over half the freaks in here. What's going to happen to us if they think I've lost it?
Pollux contemplates the other inmates, circling, sizing up the brothers like a hungry shark. Instinctively, Pollux moves closer to Archer for protection.
I need you to play Big Brother, not the show on CBS. For once, till I can fill in a few blanks. Think you can handle that?
Pollux nods grimly, and Archer pulls up his sleeve, exposing the pyramid tattoo.
I know I got this on my 10th birthday. I just can't remember why.
That was the worst day of our lives.
Archer feigns a struggle with his memory, and he lights a new butt with the old chain style, then remembers.
Oh, God. Mom OD'd at County General.
Retching and convulsing while those bastards didn't even try to save her sorry ass. You gave her mouth to mouth. Man. Even then you had some constitution. Remember what you swore to me at the funeral?
To kill the doctors?
After that. You promised you'd always take care of me.
And I bet I kept that promise.
Only one you've never broken.
Pollux curls into Archer in need of comfort. Archer puts an affectionate arm around Pollux, springing the trap.
Screw the past. We've got the future to look forward to. We still have tomorrow.
You know shit. $5 million, now those red militia crackpots get to keep it.
That's not the worst part.
It's worse than losing $5 million.
Being stuck in this rat hole when it blows, when you build was work of art, it belongs in the Smithsonian.
Pollux beams with pride. Archer hangs on every word.
Yeah, well, I guess the LA Convention Center will have to do.
Thanks, Pollock.
Pollux.
Pollock.
Thanks. I guess I really did fuck you up.
Then Archer smiles, like John Archer, without knowing exactly why. A wave of ill ease overtakes Pollux. Interior Archer's cell day. Another Archer paces impatiently as the door rolls open. Walton is looking at him with cool respect.
You have a visitor.
Archer smiles to himself, pleased at Brody's timeliness. Interior interrogation room day. Archer's boots lock down as the guillotine door rises, but his confidence evaporates into unspeakable horror because he finds himself staring into the blue eyes of John Archer. This man has John Archer's face. His real face, y'all. His real face.
Oh, what's the matter? Don't you like the new me?
Archer studies the image of his former self, trying to understand. Then he recognizes a smirk on the face, a mocking twinkle in the eyes, as he says what he cannot say.
Castor?
Not anymore.
It can't be. It's impossible.
I believe the phrase Dr. Hogue used was titanically remote. Who knows? Maybe the trauma of having my face cut off pulled me out, or maybe God really is on my side after all. Oh, by the way, I know you don't get the papers in here.
Continuing in a circle, he displays the current LA Times. Inferno at Hogue Institute. Malcolm Hogue dead.
Terrible tragedy. Hogue was such a genius, but selfish with his artistry. I actually had to torture his assistants to convince him to perform the same surgery on me.
You killed them.
Of course I killed him, you dumb fuck. Hogue, his staff.
Flash on Hogue's body on the floor of the burning lab. 2 more bodies adjoin Hogue.
Miller and Brody.
Excuse me, flash on Brody and Miller dead in the mangled car wreck.
I even paid a visit to your buddy Tito.
He doesn't know anything about this.
Oh, come on, John. I think I know you better than that. I only wish you could have been there to see the look on his face.
Flash on to Tito. He smiles and recoils in shock as Castor lifts a pistol and shoots him. He picks up Archer's wedding band off the counter. Interior Erewhon prison present. Archer stares, thunderstruck at the wedding band now on Castor's finger.
Then again, I guess you were there. I torched every shred of evidence that proves who you are, so swallow this. You're going to be in there for the rest of your life.
Castor, don't do this.
No discussions, John. No deals. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got an important government job to abuse and a beautiful wife to fuck. Excuse me, I mean make love to.
Archer freaks out. He screams and flails, unable to reach Castor. Castor opens the door, and guards rush in, clubbing Archer and shocking him senseless.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, it's quite all right. You never know what to expect from a psychopathic criminal.
Interior cell block day. The guards dump Archer into a cell.
Better be nice, Castor. You could get mighty lonely now that Pollux is gone. Pollux is... what? Archer cut him a deal for turning state's evidence. He's been released. Walton, you have to listen to me right now. Or what? You'll have me fired? You're confined until I say otherwise.
Steel panels shut, silencing Archer's pleading voice. Interior Archer's car, moving day. Sipping a beer, Castor cruises past the suburban bliss. Men on hammocks, women chatting, kids playing tag.
Jesus, what a life.
Castor tries to catch a street address and rolls past Archer's house, dressed for work. Eve watches blandly as the car goes by. A moment later, it backs up and parks. Hiding the beer can, Castor forces a sheepish smile and gets out. She doesn't smile back.
I suppose it was only a matter of time before you forgot where we lived.
Oh, sorry, the job's been murder lately.
See what you did there. Castor looks over her. She is much sexier than he expected.
So what happened to your important assignment?
What do you know about it?
I know exactly what you always tell me. Absolutely nothing.
It didn't work out the way everyone thought it would. Where are you off to?
I've got surgery.
Surgery? Are you okay?
The new sponsor medical bag. Oops.
Don't try to charm me. I'm still angry. There's leftovers in the fridge.
Have fun at work.
Castor kisses her goodbye on the mouth.
What is wrong with you?
Don't I usually kiss my wife?
No.
Castor retracts as she gets in the car and pulls out. Interior Archer's house day. Castor steps inside and looks around.
What a dump.
Interior study day. Castor sifts through Christmas cards. from holidays past, studying the ones with photos. He's memorizing, matching names to faces, Wandas, Buzzes, Lazaros, etc. Something else catches his eye. He finds a floral notebook, Eve's diary, and pages through it. Then he reads,
Date night has been a typical failure. We haven't made love in almost 2 months. What a loser.
ouch. Castor hears a voice. Glancing across the hall, he sees glimpses of Jamie as she walks back and forth in her room, talking on the phone and wearing only panties and a cropped t-shirt. Castor steps closer, enjoying the view.
The plot thickens.
Interior Jamie's room day. Jamie stamps out her cigarette.
I got your email, Carl. That poem was really sweet. Hang on a second.
She slams the door, but Archer gets his foot inside.
I'll call you back. You're not respecting my boundaries.
I'm coming in, Janie.
Sorry. Castor pushes menacingly into the room.
Janie?
Castor spots her correct name embroidered on a pillow and gazes seductively, unnerving Jamie as he steps towards her.
I don't think you heard me, Jamie. You have something I want.
He reaches for her, very close to her, and right past her, and picks up a pack of cigarettes from the desk.
Clarissa left those there.
Well, I won't
Here.
tell Mom if you don't.
When did you start smoking?
Well, you're going to be seeing a lot of changes around here. Daddy's a new man.
I love that line. Jamie stares astonished as Castor goes out. Interior Airline prison, Archer cell. Fists bloody, voice hoarse. Archer pounds at the cell door. Exhausted, he finally stops, staring at the face of his enemy in the mirrored door. The enemy who now has total command of his life. Interior FBI lobby checkpoint day. Castor dons his stern Archer face as the gate guard checks his thumbprint ID. He's cleared and waved in. Interior FBI interrogation booth day. Les and Wanda watch Pollux through the two-way mirror. He's gorging himself on a big lunch. Castor arrives.
Listen, sir, we just want you to know.
We're all really sorry about Tito.
Yeah, well, shit happens.
Buzz and Wanda exchange a glance. To them, Archer's just avoiding his feelings again.
How's our star witness?
He hasn't told us a damn thing except what kind of mustard he likes on his tongue sandwiches.
If that bomb is out there, we're almost out of time.
Archer!
Lazaro stomps towards furious. Buzz and Wanda quickly excuse themselves.
You made a deal with Pollux, Troy? He's a manipulative psychopath. Your own words, John.
Just let me do my job, Victor.
The job I've been protecting for the last 8 years from now on, you go strictly by the book. Everything gets cleared by me. Understand?
Lazaro stomps off. Castor watches him go. Ouch. Ouch. Starbuck, that's not working. Sorry. I have a cat on me. Interior interrogation room day. Castor enters, shutting down the mics and the blinds.
You're supposed to be snitching, making me look good.
Look good. I'm seeing that face. I want to vomit.
Well, I'm the one who has to look at this butt ugly mug every time I pass it here. Look at my eyes, my chin, my perfect nose, gone. Archer took my life, so I'm taking his. Burrow, I'm going straight.
Sounds like they took your brain too.
Imagine Dillinger as J. Edgar Hoover, Carlos the Jackal running Interpol, Gaddafi heading the Mossad. Think of the secrets we could sell.
Pollux listens carefully, mind clicking like an abacus.
The drug agents we could expose. The movie stars we could blackmail.
Well, that's just the bottom of the food chain. Pollux, what would happen if somebody planted a bomb on Air Force One?
That somebody would get rich. And I suppose the nation would be pretty pissed off.
Pissed off, vulnerable, looking for someone to step in, take charge, give them hope again. What if that someone was an FBI hero, a true Boy Scout and family man with a spotless past? Imagine where that guy could land if the timing's right.
It's an audacious dream, guys. John Archer is hardly a household name.
Not yet, he isn't. But after you confess, you'll be a free man, and I'll be on my way.
Stop it. Stop. Move. Exterior Convention Center day. Police vehicles, ow, roar into position. Squads of police evacuate to throngs of people. Interior Convention Center, sub-basement, extreme close-up, Bob Tyler day. Ticks down to less than 2 minutes. Working as a unit, the bomb squad carefully remove. Get your ass off my drink. Jesus. Sorry. That was gross. Sorry. Interior Convention Center, the sub-basement, extreme close-up bomb timer day. Takes down to less than 2 minutes. Working as a unit, the bomb squad carefully remove the bomb's casing inside the complex. Guts grow evenly and the men are tense, cautious and way out of their league.
Jesus. Any suggestions?
Yeah. Run.
Castor pushes up his blast visor and he looks grim.
It's protected by a vibration detector. One touch and...
Evacuate your team, Captain.
Sir, you can't disarm it.
Just go.
The bomb squad hustles out, waiting until he's alone. Castor pulls out a radio device from his pocket and hits the switch. The bomb's glow dies instantly. Extreme close-up timer stops at 26 seconds. Back to scene, not satisfied. Castor starts it up again, running the timer down 4 seconds. That's better. Interior Erewhon prison population day. The inmates eat lunch. Walton enters, prodding a beaten John Archer ahead of him.
A special privilege today. TV by order of Agent John Archer of the FBI.
Jeers from the inmates as the big screen changes from the nature loop to CNN. On screen in the convention center, sweating, Castor lumbers out, carrying the disarmed bomb. And that was a scene in LA Convention Center where an FBI agent is being hailed as a hero. Agent John Archer disarmed a powerful bomb just seconds before it was set to explode. Let's get the latest from Valerie Rice. Exterior Convention Center day. Castor basks in the attention of the gathered media.
The apparent target was a group of Supreme Court justices due to speak here today. Mr. Archer, do you have any idea who planned it?
That's classified. But if he's listening, I have a message for him. Nice try. Now you know who's really in charge.
Interior Erewhon population Gen Pop. Watching the TV, Archer's eyes enrage. Frustrated, then his eyes focus. He watches closely as a guard uses his thumbprint ID to get through the security door. Archer's eyes fall on the thumbprint scan pad. Interior FBI bullpen day. Castor gets a thumbs up from some coworkers. Others smile. They know better than to applaud.
Don't you guys watch TV? Where's the parade?
Interior. Oh, no, that's not where I'm at. They look at each other afraid, but proud rookie Loomis starts clapping, so everyone else joins in the rousing.
Loomis, Buzz, Wanda, all of you. Thanks from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for enduring all those years I was an insufferable bore. From now on, consider me reborn.
Stop the presses. John Archer found a personality.
Wild applause, interrupted by an excited Kim.
Sir, the White House is calling.
Castor acts startled, as if at a loss, then he struts towards his office, pausing only to give Kim's a playful swat on the rump. She's stunned. Interior Archer's office day. Castor surveys his new domain. He settles into Archer's big leather chair. He sees a framed photo of Archer and his family, and he apes Archer's dumb posed smile.
John, your career is finally taking off. Archer, sure, I'll hold.
Waiting, he picks up a handbook. You and the FBI, a primer for new employees. Then,
Mr. President, what an honor.
Castor pumps a whacking off gesture with his hands. Exterior Archer's home day. Castor, carrying grocery bags, comes into the backyard where Jamie practices free throws. He watches her miss.
How about a game of horse?
Don't make me beat your butt again, Dad. It's harmful to my developing psyche.
Afraid you'll lose?
Castor crisply sinks a free throw. Jamie glares, takes the ball, and tosses an air ball.
H.
Jamie sneers at him. He buries another one.
Try putting a higher arc on the ball and square your shoulders to the basket.
Begrudgingly, she listens and sinks a clean shot. Please, she nods. Honk, a BMW pulls into the driveway.
Gotta go. Carl's here.
Begrudging. Oh, wait. Jamie trots over to meet Carl, a clean-cut preppy, opening the car door for her. Carl waves, smiling at Castor. Castor studies Carl carefully, not liking what he sees. Interior Archer's home night. A tired Eve opens the door, pitch black inside as she fumbles for the light switch. A match flares as Castor lights a candle. The dining room table is set for a candlelight dinner. He smiles warmly at her confusion.
Don't tell me you forgot, Eve. It's date night.
Dining room later, Eve looks up from her pasta. An awkward silence.
Why do I feel like I'm on a blind date?
Well, it's important to keep some mystery so things stay unpredictable.
Eve studies him and pours her more wine. Her smile slowly fades as she realizes what's going on.
Unpredictable? You're about as unpredictable as the tide. How long are you going to be gone this time?
Gone?
Isn't that what this is all about? The wine, cooking me dinner, your next assignment?
I'm not going anywhere.
You always say that, and then you leave.
I bet I deserve that. I bet John Archer is the most inattentive, sexless spouse on earth.
John, that's not true.
Of course it's true, but I'm trying to change. I'm here because I want to be alone with you. I want to see the candlelight dance and you're beautiful.
Uh-oh, Castor can't tell the color of Eve's eyes. He leans in romantically, and we know the real reason.
Brown eyes.
He smells her hair, then her shoulders, her skin. She's aroused, but wary, so Castor goes in for the kill.
I wanted it all to be just right when I told you about my promotion.
You're what?
Well, I don't have it yet, but Lazaro's getting old. He won't be around forever, and I'm getting the itch to move up.
John, that's wonderful.
So you see, I'm not going anywhere unless it's upstairs with you.
Woo! Interior bathroom night. Castor carries Eve into the shower and spins on the water. He rips her blouse open on her like a vulture to a carrion as they drop to the floor of the stall. Water filling up around them, and Castor licks her ear and whispers.
Baby, it's like I'm having you for the first time.
Dirty water runs down a floor drain and pulled back to Interior One prison. Population night. Desolate. Archer mops down the rec area.
Don't they ever let us take off those boots?
Not unless you're sent to the clinic.
You mean if I get sick?
They don't give two fucks about your health. The clinics where they send the real hard cases for attitude adjustment. Dubov just got sent down there. Look at Wainwright. Ugh.
Voisin gestures dazed to an intimate nearby. Wainwright, who sits in a corner, gnawing at his knuckles.
Toughest bastard I ever saw. After you, of course. Now he's a fucking drool case.
What did he do?
He hit a guard.
Archer sees Walton hovering nearby. Archer heads for him.
Looking for trouble, Castor? As a matter of fact...
Crack!
Yes.
Archer ejects Walton. Interior prison population. Night. Walton in a guard herd. Archer toward a steel door. Interior. Clinic. Night. Archer is dumped on the floor. He's lying in a puddle of something. He looks up and recoils. Interior Archer's POV. Dubov is strapped to a vertical gurney. Post-procedure. His limbs are stiff and his eyes are blank as mako sharks, but his feet are bare, bootless.
Where's the mop? He puked all over the place.
An assistant unstraps Dubov and drops him on a gurney.
Next time, bring them in before dinner.
Archer cases the place. Above is a catwalk leading out. Back to scene. Walton muscles Archer into the gurney. The medtech smirks.
Oh, happy day. Pastor Troy.
The medtech wheels and the ECT headgear cart pushes into place. Interior twin needle-like bolts ready to fit into Archer's ears. A single blue static spark jumps from the bolts. Walton roughly wedges Archer's head into the headgear, shoving the chewed-up bite strap into Archer's mouth.
Fight hard, scumbag, because you'll be gumming baby food from here on out.
Get his boots, Sergeant.
Walton unlocks Archer's first boot and pulls it off, and the medtech starts to fasten Archer's arm. Walton unlocks and pulls off the second boot. Archer's feet are free, crack, and yanks his foot up the hard. Walton reels back, stunned. One arm still restrained, Archer back rolls in the gurney and kicks the headgear cart away, knocking into the medtech, who collapses onto it, hitting text. Zap! The head bolts fire, catching the medtech through the shoulder. He drops to the floor, his synapses shot. Seeing Archer is still restrained by the arm, the assistant darts out of the room. Archer pulls free. Walton looms over him, a gun poised. Then wham! Dubov wallops Walton using his boots as brass knuckles, and the head guard collapses. Dubov smiles dumbly at Archer, all trace of vendetta now obliterated. Archer nods gratefully. They're on the same team, at least for now. Suddenly, the alarm blares. Archer sees the guards charging the room. He tries closing the door, but the guards arrive. Dubov lumbers over and puts his massive weight into it and slams the door shut. Off screen, the guards pound at the now locked door. Archer quickly frisks Walton, coming up with a cigarette lighter. He pockets it. Scanning around, Archer leaps into the mounted hinge lamp. He swings against the wall, and Archer uses it to reach the catwalk above. Travis.
Dubov, come on.
Dubov obeys and follows Archer up into the catwalk. A groggy Walton muscles open the door from inside. A guard poured in. Walton grabs the auto rifle and opens fire. Slugs chase Archer and Dubov as they flee through the catwalk door. Interior Central Security Control. 2 guards watch Archer and Dubov disappear into the clinic's monitor. They grab their short shock sticks and rush for the door. The door opens, revealing Dubov and Archer. Perfectly in sync, they double cold cock the startled guards. Archer grabs a shock stick, I almost said shit stick, and fuses the door shut. He yanks out wires and shatters the computers. Dubov mimics the behavior, ripping out an entire console and revealing a narrow cable duct. In flames explode, shooting the circuitry, and droning hum rises. The magnetic power of the monitor shows a dangerous surge. Around the prison, chaos. Guards scatter as the huge diamond vision screen explodes. The inmates are flung like rag dolls by their short-circuiting boots. Anything metallic flies into the magnetic domes. Security Central. As the men back through the oh god, sorry, I'm seeing things. The cable duct. Archer struggles to replace heavy console. Doors blown open. Walton enters to find no one, and his eyes light on the console, slightly askew. Interior cable corridor. Archer and Dubov rush down the tight corridor and around the bend. They race around the bend. The corridor ends in a storage maintenance area lined with tools, toilets, sinks, and a rack of old lockdown boots. They race through the far door. Interior Central Tower room. Archer and Dubov find themselves in a multi-level labyrinth, 100 feet high, crisscrossed with catwalks and staircases and high walls. Echoes resound, shouting, footsteps getting closer as they seem to be coming from all around them. Over the magnetic hum, Archer notices loose screws and other metal debris stuck to the sheer wall. He pulls one screw away and lets it fly back into the polarized wall. Archer gets an idea and looks back at the way they came. Smash cut to a sheer wall. Archer and Dubov scale the face using old metal boots. They climb higher and higher as guards crisscross through the catwalks and staircases below around them, oblivious. Archer and Dubov almost reach the next level when
There!
bullets smack into the wall around them. Just as Archer and Dubov reach the next catwalk, Archer spots the emergency exit security door at the far end. But 4 guards descend on them and block their way. Fist fights as Archer and Dubov take on the attacking guards. Archer heaves one down on the stairs into more guards, and Dubov drops another over the catwalk. They continue their desperate race for the door. Reaching the landing as bullets ping around them, hulking Dubov rips away a floor panel. He uses it as a shield as Archer sparks up Walton's lighter. As slugs explode into the shield, Archer places the flame to his thumb and peels off the skin mold. He presses his thumb in the door's keypad. To his horror, its LED reads, "Print unreadable." Walton and guards move in, firing at closer and closer range. Dubov staggers under the fusillade of bullets. The shield is repeatedly punctured and is quickly disintegrating. Archer licks his thumb, tries again. Finally it reads, "Clearance confirmed," and the door slides open.
Let's go.
Dubov hears the shield heaves the shield at the encroaching guards, but as he turns to follow, Walton blows him away. Archer reaches to pull Dubov through, but the riddled inmate ignores the helping hand. Pulling the door shut, he collapses in front of it, blocking it momentarily. Interior high catwalk tower. Archer hesitates a moment, but that's all he has. He keeps going up the winding staircase catwalk higher and higher, a step ahead of the onrushing guards. As bullets clang around him, Archer reaches the top. He ignores a sign which reads emergency exit only, safety lines required. He charges straight up the ladder and plows right through. Smash cut 2. Exterior prison dawn. Archer's blinded. It's daytime in the real world. A seagull flies across his face as we follow the bird, pull away back to reveal the prison's in just the middle of the goddamn ocean and what appears to be an abandoned rusty oil rig platform. Archer rushes over to a transport chopper. Inside the cockpit, Archer searches for the keys. A no-go. He throws switches. Nothing works. Guards pour out of the hatch, firing. Archer leaps from the chopper and jumps over to the side of the platforms. Lower level, he lands onto the slanted corrugated shed roof and rolls to the ground. He grabs a high-pressure hose and cranks the pressure valve as the pursuing guards close in. Another blast, and the guards with the water cannon. Another blast the guards with water cannon, knocking Walton and the others to the sea. Archer upends a stack of oil barrels, which roll into more guards, and Archer spots a tugboat pulling a Zodiac dinghy heading out to sea. Archer jumps up a stack of pipes to the south rail where the end of the crane's hook is tagged back. Under fire, Archer frees the hook and swings away from the platform. Hanging on the hook, he swings out over the ocean. At the apex, he lets go and plummets down onto the choppy sea. He pulls himself into the Zodiac and frees it from the tug, and it roars off. Exterior Zodiac moving day. The nylon craft zips through the waves, approaching San Pedro Harbor. The engine sputters, low on gas.
Come on, come
Archer senses something. He looks up and whoosh, something swoops down, but it's just a pelican. He fiddles with the engine and finally dies. Archer grabs the oars, about to start rowing when another swoop. It's time. It's the prison chopper. Archer spots a string of buoys dotting the harbor. An idea. Why chopper settles over the Zodiac. Wind and water swirl around Archer. Chopper, Walton drenched, but obviously rescued has Archer in his sights. When he starts to fire his machine guns, Zodiac, hold on. He machine guns the Zodiac and bullets rain down on the boat, destroying it as Archer dives into the rolling swells. Inside the chopper, Walton rakes the debris, shredding it. The chopper does a final circle of the wreckage, then moves off, its rotor wash thrashing the buoy. Under the buoy, Archer has crawled up into the hollow buoy, sucking air. Interior Archer home bedroom day. Eve's asleep. Castor dress looks down at her like Cortez at Montezuma, triumphant with an overwhelming power. Exterior driveway day. Heading for the car. Castor is about to light up when...
Last night, I thought, this isn't my husband.
He pockets the smoke. Eve is there, dressed somberly.
Then I woke up in the middle of the night and found you passed out in the study.
I couldn't sleep. You roll around a lot. Anyway, I'm late.
John, you know what day it is. I know it's difficult for you, but we still have to go.
Can't we skip it just this once? I gotta protect and serve, you know?
Protect and serve later. You're going.
Okay, if you insist, but you drive.
He climbs into the front seat beside her. Interior, exterior car, moving day, a pastoral hilly area near a coast.
So who's this Carl Creep Jamie's been seeing? He's a little old for her, isn't he?
I don't know. They're about the same age as we were when we met. Remember the all-night dentist?
Sure, how could I forget? And by the way, you never said anything about last night.
He moves closer, stroking her hair as his beeper sounds.
Aren't you going to get that?
He turns his beeper off, then touches her lips with his finger. Without knowing exactly why, Eve tenses up.
John, this is hardly the time or the place.
Castor looks around in surprise because he sees she's driving into sprawling Memorial Park. As they drive through the gates, passing a church marked St. Mary's by the sea nearby, the ocean roars. Exterior St. Mary's Cemetery day. It's beautiful there, striking and sad. Now on foot, Castor follows Eve up a bluff through flanks of graves with no idea where she's leading him. Finally, she stops the crucifix-topped headstone. Castor joins her and reads the etched marble stone. Matthew Archer, age 5. Beloved son and brother, we cherish you always. Stunned, Castor watches as Eve kneels beside the marker.
Happy birthday, Maddie.
She places a few child's toys on the marker. A shark, a little bulldozer, a spaceship. Overwhelmed with grief, she collapses into Castor.
Took our baby John. He took our little boy.
Full screen on Castor's face. He stares at the grave of the boy he killed, the boy whose mother is weeping into his chest. The ever-present smirk is long gone as Castor stiffly returns Eve's embrace. Maybe, just maybe, he's feeling the victim's pain.
Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop.
Interior FBI bullpen day, shaking off his funk, Castor arrives at the office.
You picked a hell of a day to leave your beeper off.
What happened?
Castor's dead.
He's what?
Somehow he escaped from Erewhon, but a prison chopper mowed him down just off Long Beach Harbor.
Where's the body?
Hasn't been recovered yet.
It hasn't been recovered yet? You people have no idea who you're dealing with. I want everyone on this. Reports on the half hour, and all leads get routed through my office. Buzz, alert the LAPD.
LAPD, even if he is alive, Castor isn't stupid enough to come back to the city.
He's alive, and he's already here. Move.
Exterior, Pier Night. Something bobs up in the surf. Archer is thrashed ashore by the breakers. He crawls, gasping onto the sand. He takes a few breaths and then staggers up onto the beach. Exterior, Tito Street, night. Excuse me. Archer's heart sinks as he sees the yellow police cordon taped across Tito's front door. Some teenage cholos notice him, so Archer keeps right on going. Interior, Tito's duplex, night. A rear window is forced open and Archer pulls himself in. In the dim light, he sees the bullet hole in the wall and then bloodstains with the forensics chalk marks. He buckles as he sits down. Taking a deep breath, he picks up the phone and dials.
Dr. Archer, please. It's an emergency. Her husband.
Archer waits. He pinches his throat, trying to dislodge the vocal implant. His voice scrambles into garbled static.
Hello, Eve. I know this sounds crazy, but... Damn it.
Interior hospital ER night. Eve definitely stitches up a gash above little Iris's eye.
How did this happen, sweetie?
Fell off her big wheel.
I love how Iris has a mustache. Something about this too quick response rankles Eve. She has the uppy dad's some suspicion, then notes some bruises on the child's arm. A nurse enters.
Dr. Archer, your husband's on 3.
Get child services down here and don't let her father leave. John, hello?
Intercut with Archer and Eve is necessary.
Eve, listen carefully. The man you think is your husband isn't.
Who is this?
Please just listen. Take Jamie and go to your mother's in Santa Fe. Don't tell him where you're going. Just go.
Whoever you are, don't call again.
Click. Archer sags in futility. A siren snaps him back to reality. Archer goes to window and carefully peers out. A squad car roars into view, then continues on its way.
I need to speak to Director Lazaro. Immediately.
Your own fucking character, really?
Hey, I have information about Castor Troy.
Jesus, Travis. Waiting, Archer rifles the room, finding car keys, a baggy jacket, then intercut with the FBI office.
This is John Archer who's calling.
Archer pauses, hearing his own voice speaking to him.
Well, if you're John Archer, I guess this must be Castor Troy.
I've got to hand it to you, John. You're doing a damn respectable job of being me, but let's face it, we both liked it better the way it was. So before the cops blow your brains out, why not tell me where you are?
If you were really me, you know, no discussion, no deals.
Archer hangs up, leaving Castor stewing. Exterior garage night. The automatic door lifts, revealing Tito's old Buick. The big V8 rumbles as Archer pulls out. He doesn't get as far as menacing cholos block his way.
Where are you going?
$10 eats the guy who popped Tito.
Oh.
Ramon. The cholos surround the Buick and Archer's cornered like an animal, and the angry teens pound on the windows. Archer hits the gas, scattering all except Cholo number 1, who jumps the hood. Another slams and breaks, sending up the guy flying. He lands hard, but is only shaken up. As Archer roars off, Cholo number 1 pulls out a cell phone.
911! Hold the report a stolen car and don't put me on hold.
Interior exterior Buick movie night. Archer drives on, listening to KFWB. The escapee is considered extremely dangerous. If you have any information concerning the whereabouts of one Castor Troy, he shuts it off and sees in the distance his own home. FBI and LAPD vehicles are parked in front. No way he's getting near there. In his rearview mirror, Archer spots a cop car approaching. He quickly turns the corner as the cop slowly cruises by.
No, John. You have to think like Castor. Where would he go?
Archer gets an idea, but he drives on. The cop car backs up and he reappears in a frame. Exterior Melrose District night. Dietrich looks up his chic locks up his chic art gallery as he gets in his Lexus and drives out of the parking lot. Interior exterior street Lexus movie night. Dietrich slows down to check out the forensics team swarming all over Tito's parked Buick. Dietrich immediately averts his eyes as he spots John Archer's inspecting Tito's Buick.
John Archer. Some poor schmuck's in big trouble.
Yay me.
Yeah, me, not yay.
Yeah.
With surprising speed, Dietrich yanks a pistol from someplace and jerks it around. Archer, hunkered down in the back seat, stares into the barrel of Dietrich's pistol.
Jesus Christ, Castor.
Drive and punch your cellular, and I need you to make some calls.
You're gonna get me busted.
You're already busted, Dietrich. It's just a matter of time before they pick you up.
Dietrich snakes the car past the crime scene and speeds off.
Man, when you came to me about that bomb, I knew I should have blown you off, but that's my fucking curse. I just can't say no to a friend.
You can't say no to Monet.
That's my other curse.
Exterior downtown loft night. Later, cars pull up in front of the gentrified loft amid the low-rent streets. Emerging from them are several thugs, including Aldo, Fitch, and their sexy girlfriends, Olivia and Cindy with 2 E's. But not where you think. Interior Dietrich's loft bathroom night. Archer splashes the water on his face and then stops and listens as the doorbell rings. He screws up his courage.
You're Castor Troy. This is your old crew. You don't take shit and you don't take no for an answer.
Interior Dietrich's living room continue with action. Swallowed weird. The thugs admire the loft, dominated by an enormous in-progress mural and stunning glass-bricked floor.
Hell of a place, Dietrich. So what's the big surprise?
Archer emerges, the men are stunned, and the women beam.
Are you crazy? Are you gonna bring the feds down on all of us?
Archer doesn't want you. He wants me, but I'm going to get him first with your help.
Archer's a damn celebrity now. He's untouchable. You're radioactive.
He turns to leave. Archer wheels him around and smashes him into a wall. Aldo goes for his gun, but Archer's too quick. He strips him of it. The 4 bodyguards draw their weapons and surround Archer.
You want to face off with Castor Troy? Come on, then. Come on, because I've had a real bad day.
4 against 1, and everyone's sweating but Archer. One by one, the bodyguards back off. Archer points the gun at Aldo and then smiles and hands it back.
You're all forgetting who the real enemy is. 6 months ago, John Archer hauled you in for questioning. He rattled you so bad, you shit your Armani suit right there in the interrogation room.
Aldo blanches. How did Castor know that? Fitch laughs.
You laughed, Fitch. The way Archer laughed at your last arrangement when you got down on your knees and tried to blow your way to freedom.
Stunned, Fitch cringes as everybody cracks up.
We all have a reason to hate John Archer. We all want to see him dead.
And nobody's untouchable if we say he's not.
The thugs exchange a glance, reading each other, considering.
It's all worked out. Kaz has Archer's routine down cold.
We start with your basic kidnapping. Then a little surgery and a little...
Surgery?
I'm going to rearrange his face in a way you won't believe.
You're an evil bitch, Kaz. But you've got the balls of titanium. Count us in.
Archer sighs with release, pleased with his performance.
Come on, let's drink to it.
Full screen, blue capsule. Dietrich cracks it open. Powder sips into a highball glass filled with mezcal, and he hands it to Archer.
How about one of your famous toasts, Kaz?
They all look expectantly at Archer. He's at a loss.
2 old jobs, 2 jobs, and blowjobs.
Jeez, that's just not right coming out of your mouth. Silence, and they crack up reluctantly. Archer swallows a tumbler of mezcal, and he fights back the urge to puke.
Oh yes. Enough business, Kaz. Let's dance. Sorry, I don't dance, even though I know I can.
Yeah, I pretty much guessed you can't dance. She drags him onto the glass floor. Cindy with 2 E's, but not where you think. Puts on some music as Archer's head begins to spin. The girls start dancing and grinding Archer between their top bodies. He tries to avoid it, but Livia kisses him. Hot. Moist.
Remember the Charger game, Kaz? The owner's box? We did it 4 times. Sure, once a quarter, right?
Archer's eyes fall on the series of abstract paintings. The twisted renderings make his head spin worse as he starts to hallucinate. Surrounded by enemies, he struggles to regain control of his battered psyche.
Kaz, are you okay?
He pulls away and stumbles down the stairs towards the kitchen.
When even Castor Troy can't handle a tab of Quantrex, that, dear friends, is the first Surrey whiff of old age.
Interior kitchen night. Archer has his mouth under the tap, drinking greedily. Woozy! He takes his breath and notices a reflection in the window above the sink. Archer turns to see Sasha.
Sasha Hassler, age 35, met Castor Troy in Austin, Texas, at Pearl Jam reunion. How you doing, baby?
She responds by slapping him
Ow.
hard. Yeah, I would. What the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead. He wobbles and then falls flat on his face. Out cold. Interior Archer's home. Balcony night. Castor's chain smoking, looking out over the city, wondering where Archer might be hiding, but something breaks his rumination. He sees down the street a BMW pulls up to the curb. The thumping music from within goes quiet, but no one emerges. Exterior house night. Moments later, curious Castor approaches the car, keeping a safe distance. He can see Jamie inside, struggling with Carl.
No, Carl, please.
He shushes Jamie, but doesn't stop pawing her.
My father, he's got a gun. He's got a gun. Damn it, Carl.
The wimp won't do shit.
Thanks,
Smash!
Carl.
Passenger window explodes inward and Castor drags Carl out by his hair. Jamie scrambles out and flies towards the house as
Who are you to call John Archer a wimp?
Castor heaves Carl into the windshield, spiderwebbing it. Somehow the kid finds his feet and stumbles behind the wheel. The Beamer lurches away. Excuse me. Enter house night. Castor enters to find Jamie still shaken up.
What are you, stupid?
That's just like you. Some guy tries to rape me and you side with him.
Did it look like I was siding with him? Did it? You want to play with scummy organ grinders, you better be prepared. Do you have protection?
Do you mean like condoms?
I mean like protection.
With a fluid motion, Casper expertly snaps open a well-oiled switchblade and hands it to an astonished Jamie.
For me?
Next time, slip it in low, then twist it so the wound doesn't close.
She hugs him tight, taking Castor by surprise, but he responds momentarily. About to pat her rump, something makes him stop.
Go on, get out of here.
Jamie kisses him and heads up the stairs after she's gone.
No wonder he spent all this time chasing me. Who can deal with this family shit?
The phone rings. He rushes to the den and picks it up.
John Archer. Where is he?
Exterior loft, across the street, night. Using night vision goggles, Pollux watches Sasha close her drape. Visible in the background on the sofa is Archer.
Thought he might visit some old friends of yours. And bro, if I didn't know any better, I'd swear this guy likes being you.
Interior Sasha's bedroom night. Archer awakens and Sasha is tugging off his pants.
Can't we just talk?
Talk. The only talk I ever heard from you was take it off, sit on it, and I'll pay you tomorrow. She pulls some fresh clothes and dumps them on him. Take off the rest of those rags and get dressed, then get out.
Not until I finish my business with your brother.
I told him to keep those creeps away, but you're just too big an attraction. Look, if the FBI finds out you've been here, I'll lose my son, so please, just go. For the first time, Archer sees not a hardened felon, but a frightened, protective mother, and he realizes the effect of his own relentless obsession has had on her.
I know I've done some things that made your life harder.
How would you? You walked out and never looked back. Adam enters, heading for his toys, his presence cooling Sasha's deep-seated anger. Archer finishes dressing.
I'm not the same person you remember, and for what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Seriously? Her harsh look softens imperceptibly, just like that of a woman trying to hate someone she still loves.
Not a bad fit.
They should, they're yours.
Nice looking kid, too.
Of course he is. Sasha fidgets, struggling with a deep inner turmoil, then... Adam, come here, I want you to meet your father. Archer's face pales in shock. Exterior, Sasha's room, night. Their silhouettes are visible against the shades. Pull back. Exterior, rooftop, night. Castor, Buzz, Wanda, and Loomis peer at the silhouettes.
We've got him sighted. Okay, Pollux, pull out.
But what makes you so sure this guy's gonna set up his own brother?
I've never been more certain of anything. Get everyone in position. Remember, shoot to kill.
Before Buzz can edge up, Castor's eyes say, don't argue.
You heard the man. Let's saddle up.
Interior Sasha's room, night. Playing with his toys, Adam does not see Archer's icy glaze.
How old is he?
5. No one knows you're his father. I thought someone might want to hurt him. Just to hurt you.
Bang, bang, bang!
Startled, they turn to see Adam pointing a toy gun at them. Upset, she takes it from his hands. You know Mommy doesn't like it when you playing with these things. And she kicks the toy aside and lifts Adam, offering him to Archer. Awkwardly, Archer takes the boy. Archer's emotions avalanche as his grip tightens, his big hands dwarfing the little boy's body. You're not holding him right, Cass. Archer isn't hearing Sasha. He's lost in his own memory. The sound of the carousel, his kid's laughter, the gunshot. And then Adam smiles, perhaps in the way Matthew once smiled. It pulls something up from inside Archer, something strong, and he regains control, dumping the child into Sasha's arms.
He's not my son.
Yes, he is. And then something alerts Archer, maybe fleeting shadows, but blot out the window light for the barest of second.
Get down.
Kaboom, boom, boom! The window pane shatters. Tear gas and grenades and gunfire riddles the loft. Outside, across the way, Castor directs the firepower. Interior, upper level. Chaos. Bodyguard is moved down. Dietrich and the others scatter and hit the floor. Kitchen. Cindy, but with 2 E's, but not where you think. And Fitch are caught in the flagrante delicto on the floor, and the kitchen is decimated by gunfire. Sasha's bedroom. Coughing. Archer crawls through the roiling smoke to the door. He's almost out when... Adam! Sasha's wail of fear freezes Archer. He looks back and sees Adam in the eye of firestorm. Archer's face betrays his conflict. A child, but his worst enemy's child. Bullets shred the wall around him. Adam, getting closer. Archer moves, crawls towards Adam. Just then, a SWAT agent repels through one of the shattered windows, his weapon poised. Archer kicks him hard, pitching him back through the window. Archer grabs Adam, curling him to his body. Thinking fast, he soaks his discarded t-shirt into a toppled flower vase and then places it over Adam's face, protecting him. He rushes to Sasha. Together they barrel through the soft paper wall and tear out an escape route. Interior kitchen, firing out the window. Fitch is riddled from outside by an agent, and he crashes through the window. Cindy slashes the agent with a cleaver, and then he fires a blasting Cindy into the refrigerator. Lower level, Archer hustles Sasha and Adam toward the staircase when front door explodes opens. Agents swarm in again and firing at the rain flash grenades. Archer, Sasha, and Adam are caught out in the open wind. The upper level, Dietrich Ekdal opens fire and the attacking agents drop and are driven back out. Skylight bursts open, agents repel down, firing. Aldo's bodyguards falls. Riddle off the upper level. Lower level, as one agent lands, Archer knocks his gun to the floor. They grapple and the agent reaches for it. Adam appears and kicks the gun out of the way, just like mommy. Sasha swoops up the kicked weapon and cold cocks the other repelling agent. She fires, cutting a third repelling agent's rope, and he drops hard to the floor, unconscious, still grappling. Archer rips off the agent's gas mask.
Buzz!
Buzz's eye reveal only hatred. He reaches for his knife. Archer hesitates and then heaves Buzz through the glass door and pushes Adam upstairs as more agents pour in the front door.
Dietrich, the painting.
Upper lever, Dietrich sees the canvas mural above the breached front door. As he understands, he opens fire, cutting loose the mural. It collapses, billowing, and enshrouds the attacking agents and buying time.
Let's go.
Archer and Sasha flee up the stairs. Upper level, Sasha sees Adam huddled in the middle of the glass floor and shadows and agents moving below. Adam! The lower level, an agent aims a shotgun at the glass floor at the target, kneeling on top of it. Upper level, Archer dives and grabs the boy in the glass floor. Explodes up, he rolls through the shower of glass, but comes up with Adam safely. Agents and thugs fire blindly upward and downward through the floor. Desperate to hit their targets, agents open fire at the girders supporting the roof, cutting down Fitch's last bodyguard.
They're like little cockroaches.
Dietrich and Livia toss smoke grenades into the loft, covering their escape. Top level, Dietrich leads them to the very back of the loft. He pulls open the door.
If we make it, we'll meet up at my Malibu place. You remember it, Kaz?
Off Canaan Road, I know it.
Archer hands Adam over to Sasha. She hugs her little boy and then embraces Archer tightly, hanging on near the tears. She knows this may be the last time. Thank you, Cass. Thank you.
Get the boy out of here.
Livia and the remaining bodyguard hustle Archer out. Interior rotunda night. Mac 10 poised. Livia and the bodyguard rush Archer through the deserted rotunda. Boom, boom, boom! As escorts drop, Castor rushes down the staircase, blasting at Archer. Unarmed, Archer instantly disappears behind one of the 8 columns. Columns are separated by mirror panels. Cat and mouse as Castor slips in and out between the column and mirror. He spots Archer dead in and blasts away. Crash, the mirror shatters into 1,000 pieces.
That's about 1,000 years bad luck.
Castor whirls and spots Archer again and fires. Another mirror, sensing Archer behind him, Castor turns again, this time blasting away his own reflection. Then Archer leaps through a shattered mirror frame and onto Castor. They battle for control of the pistol.
Huh. It's too late, John. Your kid loves me and your wife's an animal, even if I can't keep up with her.
Burn. They're so close to Castor's whispering right into Archer's ear.
Tonight I'm going to make her come like Niagara Falls to celebrate your death.
Castor licks Archer's ear salaciously. Enraged, Archer tears the pistol from his grip and turns it on Castor. He's got Castor dead to the right. Suddenly, bullets shred into the world around him, and Archer staggers away as Loomis enters firing his M16. As Archer dives for the doorway, Loomis fires in the M16's grenade launcher. Boom! The grenade explodes and the doorway bursts into flames, but Archer has made it through. Loomis tries to help Castor, who pushes him off angrily. Castor can't follow through the flames. Exterior roof night. Archer slams out of the interior stairwell, but bullets force him to take cover behind the cupola. Pollux fires at him and the other side. Another returns fire, driving Pollux back. A standoff.
You remember me? Your baby brother?
Trying to get the drop, Pollux carefully crawls into the top of the cupola.
You tricked me into telling you things I've never told anyone.
Archer hears movement above him as Pollux reaches the crown.
I'll take it to your grave.
Another fires his pistol into the glass cupola and shatters the glass beneath Pollux's feet. The cupola disintegrates beneath his weight. He plunges down into Rotunda. Castor watches it in horror as Pollux pancakes into the floor at his feet. Pollux. Oh, sorry.
God damn it, Pollux.
Pollux is almost gone. Castor looks up and sees Archer peering down into the rotunda. Castor opens fire. Archer ducks the bullets and he disappears. Castor deftly holds Pollux to no avail. Pollux slips away and dies. He turns to Loomis.
Get a medic now.
Forget him, sir. It's only Pollux.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that thing.
Castor snaps. Without hesitation, he jerks up his gun and puts a bullet right in the middle of Loomis's forehead. Castor looks at the dead kid, his rage barely abated as Buzz and Wanda arrive on scene to see Loomis's body.
What happened?
What the fuck do you think happened? Castor Troy just shot him. What are you waiting for? Go.
After Buzz and want to take off, Castor gathers Pollux up in his arms, totally devastated. Interior FBI day. Dazed, Castor approaches his office. Kim proudly holds a copy of Time magazine, his photo on the cover.
Sir, you're on the cover of Time. They're calling you an authentic American hero.
He just pushes by her, doesn't even grab her ass, and goes into the office. Interior FBI, Archer's office day. Alone, Castor picks up the framed photo of Eve and Jamie, staring at it with unbridled hatred. Fury rising, he crumples the frame and the photo in his clenching grip. He hurls it into another Archer family memorabilia, shattering more photos and souvenirs, only when Castor noticed Lazaro standing in the doorway. For how long, he can't be sure.
What is it?
Lazaro shuts the door behind him. That's you, Travis.
We were friends once, John, so I feel I owe it to you to tell you face to face. I don't care how much hype you're through after that massacre last night. I'm ordering a full inquiry into your recent erratic and deeply suspect behavior.
Me? Erratic? Victor, what are you talking about?
Castor casually closes the blinds between the offices.
You start meeting with Brody and Miller, then they die mysteriously. Your best friend is murdered, and you don't seem to give a shit. Suddenly you're smoking, drinking, acting like a man with something to hide. Maybe you've been bought, maybe you've lost your mind, but I promise I'm gonna find you. Find out.
Eye to eye, Castor knows he can't finesse this one.
Okay, Vic, I have a confession to make, but you aren't going to like it. I'm Castor Troy.
I don't understand.
Castor suddenly jabs his fist into Lazaro's chest. He pleads for mercy as Castor pounds and pounds away at his heart until it finally seizes up. Lazaro twitches in a death throw and then slumps to the ground.
Now you understand.
He punches the intercom button.
Cancel my 4 o'clock. And send for the paramedics. Victor Lazaro's having a heart attack.
Castor fixes himself a shot of mezcal. He checks his watch as if counting, then kneels beside Lazaro's body. The door flies open. 2 medics rush in. They see Castor vigorously pumping Lazaro's chest, applying CPR. The medics gently nudge Castor aside. One medic takes Lazaro's pulse and then shakes his head. Exterior Griffith Park Observatory day. Castor peers down over the city, trying to collect himself. He lights up a smoke, planning his next move. His meditation is broken as a police chopper circles above. Match cut to exterior city, various shots day. LAPD choppers circle. Squad cars prowl. Cops and FBI set agents up against roadblocks. The city is being sealed off. Exterior downtown Broadway day. Skirting the roadblock, Archer appears to be coming undone. Wobbly, wild-eyed, he suddenly picks up a trash can and carries it down the street in front of his face. Pedestrians gawk at this madman. What is he doing? Archer finally stops in front of a sporting goods store. He swigs the trash can. Smash! The store's windows shatter and alarm blares. Passerby stare at Archer for a moment, stunned. Then several youths leap into the window and start pulling merchandise out of the store. Mayhem as others join in. Clerks rush out to do the battle. An LAPD squad car hauls up to the curb. Cop leaps out and chases looters to scatter. The driver stands at his door, radio in hand, sensing something. As he turns, Archer grabs a canister of comply gas from the cop's belt. Archer sprays him in the face. The cop gags and sags. Archer quickly slips behind the wheel. Inside, Archer hits a switch, and the car's tinted windows darken automatically, obscuring him from the outside. He hits the gas, screaming away. Exterior street day. Archer slows the squad car up ahead. Parked cop cars block both lanes of the main road, a roadblock checkpoint for all traffic. Archer pulls off the road. Out of sight, he flips open a porta-comp and starts to type rapidly. Interior FBI day. A dispatcher's scanner clicks to life.
All units, I have a confirmed code 00 priority alert. Proceed at once to Parthenia Street Terminal. That's Parthenia at Nordhoff.
I know exactly where that is. Quick shot. Motor pool. Tax squads pile into armored jeeps. Heliport choppers lift off to mere ease, and then surveillance cars roar away from Archer's house. Exterior road black day. Archer watches this checkpoint of cop cars pull apart and screams east on the main road, passing Archer. Once the Armada is gone, he pulls out and heads west. Exterior Archer home backyard day. A plank in the fence swings aside and Archer slips into the yard. He peers out from behind the garage. Cop sits in a lawn chair turning to police band radio. Archer approaches the bird feeder. Quietly, he sticks his hand inside and searches for the key. Just when he grabs it, caw! Caw! An annoying bluebird hovers over Archer. A cop looks over, but Archer is all gone and Lars sees the bird. FBI, bullpen day. Castor arrives. Wanda is shocked to see him.
Commander, what are you doing here?
Where should I be? Where's everyone else?
Backing you up. Didn't you track Castor to the Parthenia Street terminal?
What?
You radioed in your personal security code. Nobody knows that code but you.
Well, obviously someone else knows it. Get everybody back to their posts now.
Interior Archer home sunset. Archer tiptoes through the house, listening. He sees cop number 2 sitting at the dining room table, cleaning his pistol. He slips upstairs toward the sound of running water. Master bedroom, continuous action. Archer walks in and steps towards the bathroom, passing the bed. He stops on top of the rumpled covers, Eve's nightgown and a pair of Castor's black briefs. Overwhelmed, he sits down, not noticing the water has stopped. Eve steps from the bathroom.
Eve.
The look of horror on her face snaps him back to reality. She runs, but Archer grabs her. She struggles, fighting and kicking, but somehow he keeps her mouth covered.
I'm not going to hurt you. Just don't scream, okay? Okay?
Terrified, she finally nods, and he eases off of her.
I know you. You're the one who called. You're Castor Troy. You killed my son.
I called, but I'm not Castor. I'm your husband.
Archer holds on to her as she struggles again.
Now you're going to listen. The last time we saw each other was in this room. We had a fight. After I told you I had to go away, my assignment, John Archer's assignment, was to enter a federal prison as Castor Troy.
Eve was startled by this intimate information, but she reveals nothing. Sirens approach the house. The cops are returning. She keeps an eye on the door, playing for time.
How did he expect you to do that?
An FBI surgeon gave me Castor's face. He handled the transplant, the vocal implant, everything, but somehow Castor came out of his coma and killed everyone who knew about the mission, but not before he was transformed into me.
The back door clicks open and a voice booms out.
Dr. Archer, are you okay?
If you need hard evidence, get it. Your husband's blood type is 0 negative. Castor's is AB.
Oh, negative. Oh.
Oh, negative. I'm not a doctor.
Oh, God. The entire world knows it's O negative. Archer glances at the balcony as footsteps clomp up the stair. Eve is about to answer or scream, but then...
Remember the parachute dream? I'm falling, Eve. I'm falling into O negative territory.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The blood drains from her face as Archer slips over the balcony and disappears. Interior study later. Eve is at the computer, dazed and disoriented. She snaps an alert on the front door open. Castor is giving orders to the cops guarding the house.
I want you guys here around the clock and stay off the lawn.
Eve feigns interest in her laptop as Castor enters. She tenses as she starts massaging her back.
You're all in knots. Maybe another date night will help you relax.
Not tonight. I'm way behind in my continuing ed.
He studies Eve's and then grasps her firmly by the shoulders.
You think I've been acting strange, like a completely different person?
Yes.
Okay. I have a confession to make, but you aren't going to like it.
Castor wraps his hands around her slender neck.
I read your diary. I've been trying to change, trying to be more like the man you want me to be.
Eve reacts to the explanation. There is a logic to it.
And to prove it, I'm taking you and Jamie away on a trip, right after the memorial service.
What memorial service?
Victor Lazaro had a heart seizure right in my office. It was horrible.
Oh my God.
Castor pours on it, feigning immense grief.
First Tito, now Victor. Please don't tell me I'm going to lose you too.
Of course not.
Interior Archer's bedroom night. Castor slumbers fitfully. Suddenly his shoulder twitches, rousing him. He looks up to find Eve reading beside him.
What was that?
What was what?
Something bit me.
Probably a mosquito. I'll close the window.
Eve rubbed Castor's shoulder blade until he falls asleep, but she gets up, closes the window, and then goes to the bathroom. Interior bathroom night. Eve takes a breath and then produces a lancelet from her pocket. She squeezes the lancelet and a drop of blood splashes into the glass vial. Castor's blood. Interior Archer home night. As Eve gets the key to her car door, hand grabs her and she stifles a scream and then sees the two cops.
Sorry, Dr. Archer. Where are you going at this hour? There's been an emergency at the hospital. One of us will have to escort you. Fine. But please don't wake my husband. He's exhausted.
Exterior hospital night. Nothing happening here at 4 a.m. Nothing indeed. The bored cops keeps watch outside as Eve hustles in. Interior hospital. Eve's office night. Eve paces anxiously as the blood analyzer clicks away.
Please be Oneg. Please be Oneg. Please.
The machine stops clicking and it reads mail. Type AB. She buries her face in her hands, completely stunned.
Thanks for believing me.
Archer emerges from the darkness of her office, but Eve pulls a pistol, aiming at it with calm authority.
What are you doing? Where'd you get that gun?
I took it from my fake husband.
Why point it at me? I'm the real thing.
I don't know that. Maybe John's already dead.
What proof do you need?
Tell me. Tell me all about the night dentist.
As Archer speaks, Eve searches his eyes for the truth.
I took a date out for chicken and ribs, not knowing she was a vegetarian. When the night couldn't get worse, she broke her tooth on a pebble that got into her 3-bean salad. Somehow, she and I had fun driving around looking for an all-night dentiste. And even though it must have hurt, you still kissed me.
Eve slowly puts the gun down, fighting off tears.
Christ, John, how could you put us in this position? Do you know what he did to me?
Whatever happened, whatever he did, I know it's my fault, and I know I can never make it up to you.
She pulls herself together, regaining her composure.
But you're damn well gonna try. First, how are we gonna get you out of this?
Interior Archer home, master bedroom night. Castor wakes up and finds Eve gone. His eyes narrow as he touches the mosquito bite, the one that isn't there. Interior hospital, Eve's office night. Eve sifts through the supply cabinet and finds a yellow vial.
This will knock him out for hours.
Good. What's his schedule tomorrow?
He doesn't tell me any more than you ever did. All I know is tomorrow we're going to Victor's memorial service.
Victor, Tito, they both died thinking I killed them, and in a way, I did.
John, you can't think about that now.
Archer takes another breath and pulls himself together.
What happens after the memorial?
He's taking Jamie and me away.
And neither of you will be coming back. Where's the service?
St. Mary's by the sea.
Archer reacts. The irony is not lost on him.
What are you going to do?
Hit him with your best shot, with a tranq dart. Once he's unconscious, I'll try to get the Buzz and Wanda before the security team gets to me.
What else can I do?
Think up a good excuse. I don't want you or Jamie anywhere near that service.
I can cover for Jamie, but if I'm not there, he'll suspect something. The second you make your move, all hell's gonna break loose. If I'm there beside him, I can take charge. I'm his wife, remember? There's no way around it. For once, you need me.
Archer looks into her eyes, the regrets flooding over his emotions.
I've always needed you.
Oh my God, they embrace, soaking up each other's warmth.
John, what are the odds?
Terrible, but it's the best we can do with what we have. If it doesn't happen, take Jamie and don't look back.
It'll happen.
Footsteps approach, they break their embrace.
Do doctors travel in packs?
Only when we're golfing.
Interior corridor night. Castor and the twins round the bend just in time to see the door to the burn ward close. Interior burn ward. Eve quickly wraps gauze around the patient's head when Castor and his boys rushed in, guns leveled.
John, what are you doing here?
Well, that's what you're going to explain to me.
Didn't the police tell you there was an emergency?
Lars starts pulling at the patient's bandages.
John, stop it. Mr. Alondro is very ill.
Not as ill as he's going to be.
He blanches as Lars reveals a scarred burn victim, Mr. Alonso, and Eve is livid as she attends to the patient.
Sorry. What's a guy to think when his wife runs off in the middle of the night?
It's my fault. I should have woken you up before I left. Now, please let me get back to work.
They leave. Eve wipes his ugly taste from her mouth. Exterior of the hospital parking lot. Don Castor gets into his car as he confabs with the twins.
Stay here. Watch her like a hawk.
Think she knows.
Who cares? She's going to be dead by tonight anyway. They're all going to be dead. The wife, the kid, and the father.
Exterior old ranch, high grass day. Archer waits as Sasha appears with a long case. In the background, Adam plays on the ranch porch with Dietrich.
How's the boy?
Oh, that's me. His ears are still ringing, but he'll be okay. Archer opens the case. Inside is a sniper rifle. Oh, that's me again, too. The truck's all gassed up. Look, Kaz. There'll be FBI agents all over the place. Maybe I can talk to my brother into helping us.
Us? No, Sasha, believe me, this isn't your fight.
He turns to leave, but her look draws him back, and he kisses her. Not passionately, but nobly.
Thanks.
She watches him as he walks off the truck. I would too if somebody just thanked me for kissing them. Exterior, Archer, home, day, dressed in staid black. Eve joins Castor at the limo.
Where's Jamie?
That's what I'd like to know. She stole $50 from my purse and took off.
Castor's eyes narrow, trying to read Eve.
Don't act so stunned, John. You know how hard it is to get that girl into a dress.
I'll deal with her later.
Good, because I am fed up.
Exterior, St. Mary's by the Sea, day. A crucifix gleams in the sun, and anchoring in the crucifix is a headstone. Like so many others, except this headstone is Matthew Archer's, and hidden behind it is John Archer. He finishes assembling the sniper rifle? Jesus. Sniper rifle. Unique New York. I can't even say that right. For a moment, he acknowledges Matthew's grave, the regrets giving away to determination. He looks down from his vantage point onto exterior seaside day. At the front of the cemetery knoll, rows of chairs, white flowers, mourners. A yacht is docked at the breakwater, intercut with Archer's POV through the scope, peers down through the scope, seeing Castor and Eve as they emerge from their limo. Eve glances around, searching for Archer as she comes eye to eye with Lars, who is watching her every move. Archer tracks Castor and Eve as they sit in the front row. The ceremony begins.
We are here to celebrate the life of Victor Lazaro. We all know him as a man who dedicated himself to defending this great nation. First, as a highly decorated admiral, then as West Coast Director of the FBI. But not all of you know what a deeply spiritual man he was. It was his wish that his Requiem Mass be performed in Latin. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Amen. The priest begins to recite a beautiful and somber mass. Si Spiritus Sanctus, whatever, da 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 da. Archer fills the trank dart with a sedative. The priest continues the solemn ritual of boring Catholicism.
Domine de morte eterna, in dia de la trena, quadro cala de terra.
Eve checks her watch, barely lifting her eyes away. Castor absently pats her knee. She's forced to return to focus to the service. Archer chambers the dart, twists the knob on a rangefinder, and carefully peers over the crucifix. Through the scope, Archer tracks through the mourners and finds Castor. As the crosshairs neatly cube his head back to the scene, we come full circle to Matthew's death. With Archer, the sniper, and Castor, the target, the priest's emotional reciting of the rites climaxes.
Requiem Mater Adonai Domine. Amen.
Full screen trigger. Shrek smiling. Archer's finger wraps around as he starts to squeeze POV through the scope. Figure crosses behind Castor, blocking Archer's finger. Freezes in the entire. Stop it! Figure turns the hair tumbling away from her face. It's Jamie. At the funeral service, Eve stiffens as Jamie sits down.
Thanks anyway, Mom. But I wanted to be here for you and Dad.
Castor reads the panic on Eve's face, but says nothing. He simply takes Jamie's hand, intertwining with his fingers in hers. The honor guard steps forward, shouldering their rifles, commencing their 21-gun salute as Archer steadies himself, re-aims the sniper rifle. He hears motion behind him. Someone's coming, and fast. But this is his only chance. Off balance, Archer screeches. Thrift and silence. Tank dart explodes from the barrel. Follow the dart, screaming towards Castor's neck, but it goes just wide and sinks harmlessly into the grass, unnoticed during the 21-gun salute. On the knoll, thump. Archer is cracked across the head. He slumps down unconscious as the silenced gun barrel gently enters his ear. The saluting guns fire in the background, and we don't know when or if the pistol fires. At the seat-side service, the honor guard presents the urn to Mrs. Lazaro. Fearful, Eve chances a glance around, wondering what's gone wrong.
The Admiral's family will now take his ashes to the sea by donkey.
Fucking hell. Mrs. Lazaro and her grown children proceed to the docked yacht with Donkey. Castor touches his earphone, getting a message. His eyes alight on the boathouse adjacent to the service.
Lars, take Jamie, bring the car around and meet us at that boathouse.
Guests head for their cars. Eve seizes the moment and steps over to Wanda and Buzz.
Wanda, I need to talk to you. Sure. What's wrong?
But then Eve looks past Wanda and sees Lars looking at her, tightening his friendly grip on Jamie's shoulder.
Never mind.
Come on, baby. I've got a surprise for you.
Wanda and Buzz watch as they head up towards the boathouse. Interior boathouse day, dim, deserted, filled with boat parts, tools, etc. Castor hustles Eve inside and locks the door behind him. Lunt is there, standing over a beaten Archer. Eve gasps.
Look who we got creeping around. Castor Troy.
Why is he here?
Before I turn him in, I thought we'd pay him back for everything he's put us through.
Castor starts kicking Archer over and over in the gut.
Come on, baby, join the fun.
Eve can't stand it. She charges Castor, but he immediately subdues her.
Oh, too bad. Part of me was hoping you didn't know.
He throws her down beside Archer. She clings to him.
Did you really think it would be that easy, you dumb fucks? I'm sorry, baby. Castor Troy is about to murder you and our daughter, but I promise you won't die unavenged.
This is between you and me. Leave them out of this.
It was between you and me. Even your little boy, that wasn't supposed to happen. But you couldn't let it go.
No father could.
Killing to my sense of family won't work, John. I thought you knew me better than that.
Archer plays for Lifetime, looking for some edge. He sees a crate filled with the block and tackle amid the shop's tools.
I know some things that even you don't know, Kaz. You have a son, I've met him. His name is Adam.
Well, I imagine I've got a dozen kids. So what? No more head games. First your wife dies, then your daughter, then you.
Castor smiles as the door creaks open.
Just one big happy family.
But it's not Jamie and Lars. Three people emerge from the shadows, machine pistols poised.
Dietrich, Alden, Sasha.
Dietrich?
Aldo?
Sasha?
Sasha?
I'm here. My video won't work. Why is it not working? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, it like wouldn't work. Anyways, okay. That's right, Archer. Now drop him.
No options. Castor and Lunt drop their weapons. Exterior boathouse side entrance day. Jamie and Lars pull up to their car. Lars listens to his headset, knows something is wrong.
Don't fucking move.
Interior boathouse day. Sasha's at Archer's side. Cass, are you okay?
You're making a mistake. I'm Castor. He's Archer. Sasha, baby, just give me a minute to explain.
That's pathetic, Archer. But then your terrible sense of humor is legendary.
It's payback time.
Aldo aims at Castor's when boom, he's blown apart. Lars charges in, blasting. Archer grabs a block and tackle as Lunt dives for Aldo's fellow machine pistol. Archer swings back the block and tackle, whacking Lunt across the head. Castor scoops up his pistol, but Eve kicks him hard in the balls. Ow! boo, boo, boo. He doubles over. Archer snatches away from the machine pistol. Staggered is really buying that you were kicked in the balls, George. Riddled by Dietrich Castor and Lars's blade, now scattering intruders, driving them back amid the shots, tools, and drums.
I'm Jamie.
Eve crawls through the fusillade towards the exit. Exterior Memorial Service Day. Among the last to leave, Buzz and Wanda snap to alert over the crashing of the waves. Did Wanda hear something? Exterior Boathouse Day. Eve rushes to the car. It's empty. Jamie is gone.
Jamie? Jamie?
Bullets shred the windows behind her. Interior Boathouse Day. During the gun battle, we intercut with the deaths of Dietrich, Lars, and Sasha. With exterior sea, Lazaro's ashes being scattered at the sea. Castor and Lars riddle Sasha. She drops. Archer fires back, killing Lars and driving Castor back. Archer leans beside the mortally wounded Sasha. Help Adam. Don't let him end up like us. She dies in his arms. Wounded, Dietrich crawls over, seeing his sister. Dietrich raises in horror.
Sasha!
Boom, boom, boom! Castor wastes Dietrich. Another blast back, driving Castor outside. Another. Archer pursues. Extreme Memorial Service Day. Eve runs smack into Wanda and Buzz. They're on the run.
Weird gunshots. Wanda, I've got to tell you something. Something crazy.
That was great. Exterior Boathouse Yard. Various shots day. Archer emerges into the maze of dry docked boats. Silently checking his clip, he discards the empty gun. Castor moves stealthily through the narrow pass, hearing a noise behind him. Boom! Castor fires, blooming apart an under repair hull. He advances towards the boat, gun ready, when Archer appears behind him and follows. 1 step, 2 steps, until Castor stops and whirls as Archer leaps. Then men collapse hard. Archer's pistol clatters across the yard towards the docked boat. Archer and Castor brutally strangle each other, digging their fingers deep into each other's throats. They throttle each other so hard. Archer's larynx vocal chip is dislodged. His voice changes, echoing with garbled static.
Give up, Castor. People are going to find out.
Not if I kill you first.
They scramble for the gun, but a hand reaches out for the docked boat as it picks up. Archer and Castor stop dead in their tracks because Jamie appears holding the pistol.
Give it here, Jamie.
No, Jamie, don't do it.
Everybody gawks because Archer and Castor are now both speaking in Archer's true voice. Nobody is more confused than Jamie.
Listen to my voice, Jamie. I'm your...
It's a trick, Jamie. I'm your father.
Jamie swings the gun back and forth, baffled.
Shoot him, Jamie. Jamie. Shoot him.
Jamie fires. Archer reels and a slug grazes his shoulder. Castor snatches the pistol from Jamie's hand.
You dunce. No kid of mine would miss so badly.
He aims the gun at Archer's head.
Hold it.
Wanda and Buzz have burst into the terrace, their guns leveled. Eve and more agents are right behind.
Just saving the taxpayers the cost of a trial, so take a hike.
You're both under arrest until a DNA test proves who's who.
I'm ordering you to back off.
Several agents waver, unsure, but not Wanda and Buzz.
Put the gun down.
Now.
Can't blame me for trying.
He grabs a shock Jamie, shoving the gun under her chin. Archer struggles to his feet as Castor, using Jamie as a shield, backs out of the gate into the garden. Archer follows, cautiously.
Say goodbye to Daddy.
Jamie wisps out of the switchblade and sinks it into Castor's thigh. And twist, she dives away, firing wildly as Castor staggers back through the gate.
You ungrateful delinquent.
Outside the gate, Castor turns and staggers away. He runs smack into a confused security agent.
Give me your weapon now.
The agent hands over his Uzi and Castor plugs him. Boatyard, Archer and Eve make sure Jamie's okay.
Who are you? Will someone please tell me what the fuck is going on?
Archer rushes to the gate and hauls it open. Castor limps away from the boatyard towards the slips, alive with sunbathers and yachts. Exterior marine dock stay. Castor hustles along as he finds what he's looking for. Twin cigarette boats racing boats. He being tuned up by their suntan crews. He jumps onto one of the boats. Hey! Without even looking, Castor shoots the dead guy dead. In a flash, Castor throttles up the boat, and he sees Castor's POV. Archer running down the dock towards the adjoining boat. Castor fires, peppering the dock. Archer knocks the boat owner to safety. As the bait house blows up behind him, Archer rolls to the boat, firing. Castor's hit. Slug gazes his shoulder. He grabs the throttle, taking off. Archer Fires up the second boat in pursuit. Castor blasts back, shattering Archer's boat compass. Civilian boat speeds towards him, causing a near miss. Arthur, another angle, running parallel. Archer and Castor blast to each other at point blank range. Their boats smash and pound each other. A police boat closes in on them. Castor fires at the police, obliterating both crew and boat. The police boat's rear smashing into Archer's craft. Archer's boat plows up and through the other. Explosion of momentum carries Archer across and back into the water. The boat lands right next to Castor's, and Archer and Castor resume their battering, approaching a tugboat pulling a barge. Castor forces Archer into its path at the last moment. Archer leaps onto the bow of Castor's boat as kaboom! Archer's boat crashes into the barge, which explodes. Castor swerves wildly, trying to throw Archer off. Archer can only watch as Castor reaches for another clip, but the boat hits a wave. Castor loses the gun, which skids away. Archer slips, his head hanging over the side. Castor tries to ram Archer, but he pulls himself up just in time. Castor grabs the anchor, swings it. He sits into the dock. It sinks into the dock beside Archer, but the chain is around his neck. Castor tries to strangle him. Archer headbutts Castor, who reels, snagging his leg around the chain. Castor falls back, plunging towards the water. Archer tries to hold Castor up as the boat speeds toward the pier. Archer yanks Castor back into the deck as the boat bounces off the pier pilings, but as they sling it out, another angle, wham, the boat careens off the piling and roars straight up for the shipyard, colliding with a shoreline obstruction. The boat flips and stern over, and Archer and Castor go flying onto the beach. Exterior beach day, Archer and Castor lie dazed, then stir. Castor sees the pistol lying half buried, and he reaches for it, but Archer gets up first. He claims it as Castor as they rise.
You won't shoot me, John. I'm unarmed.
Okay, I have a confession to make, but you aren't gonna like it. You're right. I won't shoot you. Not in the face, anyway.
Boom! Archer shoots Castor in the chest. Should have shot him in the nuts. He jerks and reels, dropping into the knees, and he looks at Archer in total disbelief. Then he sinks to the ground and lies still. Exhausted, Archer lets the empty gun drop. Then he turns and sees an FBI chopper heading his way. Relieved, he turns back to Castor, but Castor's body is gone. Castor's crawling towards the flipped boat's spinning, stabilizing screw. Archer fires, hitting Castor in the leg. He buckles, but keeps going. Archer leaps on him as they struggle as Castor tries to bury his face in the spinning blade.
It'll never be over, John. Every time you look in the mirror, you'll see my face.
They struggle as the propeller blade gets closer and closer, slicing into Archer's cheek. At the last instant, Archer reaches the anchor chain and he wraps it around the screw, stopping the whirling blade. Castor finally sinks to the ground and no longer moves. Archer takes Castor's hand, trying to tug off his wedding ring. Just when it has almost fallen off, Castor suddenly grabs Archer's wrist and holds it tight. Eye contact between the two men. Castor smirks, his grasp slackening. As he finally fades away, Archer lets Castor's hand drop and slides the ring on his own finger. Another angle. The chopper lands. Buzz and Wanda rush over.
You okay, Archer?
What did you call me?
He called you Archer, sir.
Archer finally realizes they actually mean him. He smiles in John Archer's long-lost smile. Exterior shipyard, sunset. FBI med team strap Archer to a gurney. Castor's inert body is beside him.
Hang on, John. They're bringing in their top surgical team from DC.
How is he?
No signs of life at all. He's a turn-up.
That's what they always say.
He passes out as the FBI medics load him onto the evac chopper. Wanda prevents Eve from climbing aboard.
I'm sorry, Eve. You can't come. Take her home. But he's my husband. But he works for us.
Wanda, wonderful. Wanda gets on the medevac chopper. It lifts off, leaving a furious Eve and a confused Jamie behind.
Will Dad ever be Dad again?
I hope so, honey.
And you guys say my life is screwed up.
The thrill of dust, they watch the chopper fly away. Interior Archer's house stay. More days, maybe weeks later, no way to tell. Eve is at the dining room table catching up on medical reports. Sensing something, she looks up and sees a silhouette at the front screen door. A man's silhouette.
Hello, Eve.
Pulse pounding, Eve frantically pushes open the door and glimpses the face of the man with Archer's voice. It's John Archer. Eve stares, then eventually touches his face carefully, tenderly around the tiny residual scar. Then she pulls him tight, holding on for dear life.
Dad?
Jamie is there. Excuse me. Archer smiles gently across almost sadly, with a softness and genuineness that Castor Troy could never feel and could never fake. She rushes to him. The whole family hangs on, hugging and kissing. Was he kissing his daughter? Anyway, for the first time ever, really together. They're really Targaryens.
Right. I'm sorry I shot you, Dad. Am I grounded?
Archer smiles and holds her even tighter. But as they draw
Yeah.
Archer inside, he hesitates.
I have something to ask you, to ask both of you.
He steps aside, revealing Castor's son.
This is Adam. He needs a place to live, just for a little while.
Eve looks at Archer. She sees what this means to him, and what the hell, there's plenty of time now to talk. Exterior Archer's home. Continuous action day. As the family heads inside, the door closes, shutting us out. It's off to interior Mather's room, old room, night. Archer gives Adam an old teddy bear, rocking the child until he finally drifts off into dreamland. Interior Jamie's room, night. Archer watches Jamie sleep. He draws the comforter over her. She stirs and pulls it in tighter. Interior master bedroom, night. Eve gets undressed, waiting for Archer.
How was your first day back?
No reply. Eve hears water running. She approaches Archer, who's bent over the sink, watching his face.
John?
Archer stands up, revealing Castor's face in the bathroom mirror. Eve chokes back to scream. Archer turns to face her with his true face, and she sees her terrified expression. She turns back to the mirror and sees his own face looking at him, but he understands. He embraces Eve, holds her tight, and then she responds, happy to have him home again. We stay on his familiar smile and fade out. The end. Woo. Well done, everybody, with the switches. That was great. Travis, you were okay. You were good. You acceptable. Anyway,
10 stars, Travis.
Right. Thank you for watching this twisty Game of Thrones ending. Anyway, have a lovely night.